and our goal is to really release you from financial slavery and really give you some financial literacy, folks. And I wish I had this conversation years ago. Me and my wife, we have our nightly conversations, and we always just think about what we've done, what we've been through, what we could have done better, and then how we can train and coach people to go faster and better than what we did. So, thinking about all the money, I want you to think about this, all the money, okay, that has ever slipped through your fingers, went through your bank account. Think about all the money you've ever made in your whole lifetime. And some of you don't even want to, I'm telling you, you don't want to go down that road. You don't want to look how much money you've made. I'm the same way. You look how much money you made, and then you're saying, man, I should have this much money in the bank. My money should be working this, my money should be doing that. But it's okay, because it's not too late. A majority of people are not taught how to get out of debt. As a matter of fact, you're taught to get in debt from the day that you step into college. Sorry, folks. Let me make sure I mute everybody here. But you're taught to go into debt. For those who've been in college, you understand exactly what I mean. As soon as you're brand new 18-year-old college, who's the first person you see while you're probably going in between classes? Credit card companies. They are on your butt. Take this credit card, and before you get educated on the money system and on how everything works, right, you've already picked up a line of credit somewhere, not knowing that they're charging you, depending because you're so young, right? They're charging you 24.99%. So that means for every dollar that you spend through that credit card, they're charging you 25% interest. Highway robbery, right? So we're going to have a big financial literacy talk, along with also building the business, okay? And to understand what you're really doing. I believe a lot of people don't understand their purpose in I Am Mastery Academy and what you're really doing here and why you're doing it, okay? And we're doing this for a reason. For me personally, when we say impact 1 million families, how am I impacting 1 million families? I don't want to just teach you how to make money, right? Not only do I want to teach you how to make money, I want to teach you how to multiply the money. I want to teach you how to convert the money and let it actually work for itself. So you're going to have active income. That's where you always have to be in the process. You have to work it. That may be you, if we look at real estate, that may be you maybe doing some flips. That's somewhat active income. You have to participate. But what about passive income? What about when your income just works for itself? And let's talk about getting out of debt. Folks, I'm going to talk about some major numbers here about debt. And this is where I realized this was a huge field to help people. And whether you know it or not, you are in a field in I Am Master Academy, especially being in the financial industry, where it gives you purpose to educate someone financially on their situation. And because we are twofold, which means, guess what? We have a trading perspective, which we're going to teach you how to become responsible adults and actually work this financial industry the proper way so that you can increase your wealth. But at the same time, we have a business model, which that's what we're going to focus on here. But with our business model, where you can create a business that will make you an extra couple $100, like $600. Most people don't see the value or see the significance of bringing in an extra $600 a month. But I'm going to show you why $600 can be very big for you. You may be, and I might be speaking to you, you may be in debt over your head right now. Okay, you might have debt here. You might have credit card debts. You got to pay off your home. You're struggling because you make good money. Maybe you make $4,000, $5,000, or even $10,000 a month right now. But you're only bringing in. You still find your bank account is still depleted at the end of the month, and you don't have any money to place anywhere. So first, we must start, right? If that's you that I'm talking to, we must start by what? Depleting your debt, especially in network marketing, so that you're not stressed about those things and you have a clear focus on really building your business. So I'm going to hopefully put some more importance on why you should build a business and where you can apply that money so that you can become free. Because here's what we do know about just industries, period, right? Industries come and go, okay? So I believe I Am Master Academy is going to be here, so don't take it as I'm thinking it's going to be gone. But what I want to do is set you up for success, right? Set you up so there is no worries in the world, folks. So we're going to jump right into this. So for those who don't know me, let me just give you my story. Me and my wife, as you know, we've been in this industry now. We will hit 7 years in January being network marketers. Happy to say that we have been a part of this field, and tell you. So I went from being a pilot to network marketer, and we have luxuries, and that's not everybody's story. Understand, past results don't equal future results, but we've had the luxury. When we came in, we believed fast. And if I can tell you anything, is you trust the person that brought you in, or you trust the system, or you trust myself, you trust my wife, and you can take our coach, then listen to me very closely. If you can believe fast, you will start building fast. Okay. And that's what happened to us. And I'm so grateful that we were naive at the beginning of our network marketing run. And I'm just grateful that everything worked how it was supposed to work and how it was told to us. The person told us that you can do this, this, and this. Well, we did those things and they happened. Okay. So in our very first company, you know, the first year in network marketing, you'll hear people say, I didn't make any money. Our first year of network marketing, we made $33,000. Right. And we were still, I had just retired at the end of that year in November, started 2013 at the beginning. I retired from the military in November of 2013. Right. I already made $33,000 extra on the side, right? Because I was still a part of the military. Then I retired. Then I made my transition to become a full-time entrepreneur where there was no reporting to work anymore. Right? No job, no boss whatsoever. The income that came in was going to be income that I had to make either in an investment or either in network marketing or whatever. So, you know, in our last company, we were fortunate enough. Our first year, we made 33,000. Okay. In our second year, I want to say that we made, it was about 76 or 77,000 or something like that. And then, right rolling into our third year, our incomes pushed up. We started going into the almost multiple five figures. So we were clearing about 200,000 a year in our second year. So our third year, we were clearing over 200,000 our third year. And then we were multiple six-figure income earners, you know, past that. And then we came to IM in 2018. So mind you, when we came to IM, you know, our income was at that multiple five-figure digit. And imagine we left that income. I want you to hear this. Okay, because I'm going to talk about being in position and not being slave to the paycheck. Believe it or not, listen to me, folks, and I want to make sure that you don't get caught in this MLM mindset, because that was when we first started in our last company. We kind of got caught in there a little bit where we were bringing the money in, and because money was coming in and we're making so much money, guess what? We're spending it too, right? We were going on vacations, we're living the luxury lifestyle, and you know, we look back then and how we did some things a little bit differently. Man, we understand the power of compound. So we're going to talk about that here too, so that you are in position and you are owned by nothing. Okay, you're owned by yourself. You're owned by God. That's it. No man in the world can control you. All right, so we're going to talk about how to position yourself that way. All right, so we're going to roll right into it. So how to become financially free before chairman. Guess what? I don't want you doing, you know, this is how it happens, right? You come into network marketing, especially if you are a fast-paced person, you're like, man, you already got your eyes set. I'm gonna hit chairman 10. I'll be making 13,000 a month. I can't wait. And you plan all these things. When I hit chairman, I'm gonna pay off this bill. And when I hit chairman, I'm gonna do this. And when I hit chairman, I'm gonna do this. You make all these plans wrapped around what a rank or around chairman. Or let's talk about trading. You make a schedule based off you bringing in certain type of trades, right? But wonder if you could start right now. Well, where you at right now? Start paying off your debt because of maybe some extra money you're bringing in from your IBO system. So I'll just tell you right now, I believe the most important ranks that can change everybody's lives on here, right? It's Platinum 600. Why? Because Platinum 600 is still extra income. Platinum 600, hopefully you're not walking away from your job immediately at Platinum 600. But what I want you to do is be a little bit happier at your job. Why? Because now you have this extra income that's coming in. And I'm going to show you how to take that income and roll it so that you pay off your debt in a very short amount of time, which makes this network marketing journey very, very, very fun to be debt-free. I'll tell you, folks, there's nothing better than to be debt-free and to understand that no one owns you. You can pick up and get up and go wherever you want, whenever you want, truly when you're free. That's the system. Most people are owned by debt. Okay, so we're going to jump into this. So let's just talk about some financial freedom and what the debt snowball is. And then I'm going to talk about how you can gain the extra income so that you can participate in that debt snowball. Now, I'm only talking to people who are in debt, okay? If you're not in debt, congratulations, you're among the select few that are debt-free, especially here in the United States. So, why do I know that? Because I'm a numbers guy, and I'm going to tell you how I know that. There's 189 million people in the United States that carry debt. Now imagine in the world, that's it, because just know everything is like a microorganism, and the world is going to be even bigger. So, but I'm going to focus on just one region right now, but just understand it may apply to you. This applies to everyone, okay? But in the United States, 189 million people are in debt, carrying whether it be their credit cards, their mortgages, auto loans, things of that sort, but mostly of credit cards. They say average person has about 4 credit cards. And some of you are probably shaking your head right now like, dang, how do you know? Yeah, I got exactly 4 credit cards sitting in my wallet right now, and they're all maxed out, okay? So most people have about 4 credit cards, And guess what? The average debt they said is about $8,500, $8,300 that debt that people are holding. But it may seem like that's minuscule, but I want you to consider. Most credit card companies are charging you interest of, if you were good credit, 14%. Maybe you might have a select few, you're down at 6.9%, 8%. But most credit cards are 14.99% all the way up to 24. I've even seen some as high as 27.99% credit card wise. So I don't know what your situation is, but just know this: that's interest. That means if you're carrying 24.99, that means for every dollar you spend on your credit card right now, you're getting charged 25 cents. You're being robbed if you don't pay it off. And unfortunately, most people will carry that same exact debt for years and pay the minimal amount of payment only to pay compound interest. You guys hear me talk about this all the time during our webinars. Now I'm going to elaborate on what that means. So most of the time, you're used to paying a compound interest and you're losing the wealth right of your family. You're going to make $1 million in your lifetime. You're going to make 6 figures, 7 figures, but you're not going to keep it if you're continually paying debt the way that you're paying them. So we're going to show you an aggressive way using I Am Mastery Academy, but an aggressive way to pay off your debt, be debt free, and now your walk is a little bit different, even if you're just a Platinum 600, right? Platinum 1000 goes faster as you rank up, but I want you to start focusing on that now and not wait until chairman. Don't wait until when the money comes, okay? I want you to, the best thing you can ever do is when chairman comes, you're already debt free. And that means 13,000 comes in, 13,000 is yours, okay? It doesn't belong to anybody but you. And then, of course, depending on how generous you are, 10% to giving wherever you give to, okay? So we're going to talk about that. So what is the mindset of MLM? Well, most people that come into MLM, there's a lot of things you have to think about. You are an entrepreneur. But the great thing, what's good and bad about network marketing is you have no overhead. So there's not a financial thought process you go through. Most business owners understand that they got overhead and they think about these things, right? They think about the taxes. They think about payroll for their employees. They think about all the expenses they have to pay before they can actually pay themselves. But in network marketing, it's different. You have no overhead except what you paid to get in and maybe your monthly auto ship. That's it. Okay. So you get anything above that, you now have a debt-free company. Do you realize that? So you come in, you'll say your first month you come in, you buy as a customer, you pay $165, you pay your $225, then you pay $165 a month, right? You become a Platinum 600, let's say within that month or so. So now you have a cash flowing business. Okay, you're a Platinum 600. You pay, let's say you pay your membership every month, so you pay let's say $180. You now have a cash flowing business. Do you realize in an industry when you go to a traditional business, which that's fine to have a traditional business, but you have a traditional business, there's this thing called overhead, right? And so overhead, let's say if I was running a real estate brokerage, okay, I have to go buy a nice building, especially if I want to recruit top agents or I want to get nice agents in my establishment. Okay. Then I have the agents. I have to pay them based off whatever they go out and do in their commission, right? You pay electricity, you pay water, and then you got to pay, employee, your E&O, your equal opportunity insurance, and all this other stuff you have to pay, right? Overhead. Right? And before you know it, you have, let's say, 10,000 in overhead. So what you need to do as a company is I got to produce 10,000 a month at minimum to even break even. Okay. This is the real thought process of business owners who have overhead. But this is what makes network marketing powerful, because you immediately come in with no overhead. But at the same time, because of that, you don't come in with a CEO business perspective mindset. Okay. Meaning you have no responsibilities. Still, you can become a Platinum 600 and not have any responsibilities still. You just make $600. The money comes in the way the money comes in. You do whatever it is you want to do with it. Okay. So here's what I want you to look at your life as now. So network marketing, you do have overhead. If you're not debt free right now, your overhead is to get yourself out of debt so that, if we're around, great, you are making a huge residual income, but at least you are debt free because you have the extra income coming in. So when you hit Platinum 600, I want you to consider that's extra income, investing income. Okay. And I want you to write this down. Go broke investing. Write it down. Go broke investing. I'm talking to you guys like you're my brothers, my sisters, my best friends, because you are. Okay. I want you to start considering going broke investing, and we'll talk about some avenues to do that as we go through here. Okay. So this is the mindset of MLM is because especially if you're a fast burner, you're going to go through the ranks, you're going to make the money, and you're not going to think about things. You're not going to think about taxes most of the time. Okay. You think about them at the end, and the end is too late. So what I'm going to tell you, always put away 10%. 10% towards tax, or even 20%, right? And then, of course, get with a tax advisor, right? Don't do your own taxes anymore, especially when you start leveling up beyond 10,000. And then you're going to have people are going to financially plan for you what you should spend, because there's going to be times where you need to spend money or the government's going to take the money. Okay, so you want to place yourself in that type of position, in that type of environment. Okay, so you're going to get a nice CPA, or a public accountant to do that stuff for you. So don't be that person where you say, when I hit this level, then I'm going to start paying off debt, or then I'm going to start doing this. I'm telling you from experience, okay? Start doing it now, okay? Think about taxes, of course, 10% away at minimum. And then the goal that I have for everybody on here, if you are in debt, to be debt-free before chairman. So here's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to show you a website, and we're just going to go through some examples here. I don't know if you guys are familiar, and I'm going to talk about a lot of books that I'm going to suggest to you guys as well too. Okay, we're going to talk about the building part, but first I want to hit the financial part, and then we're going to shift and we're going to talk about, okay, now let's talk about how we get dirty and how we make this money and make it happen. Okay, so Dave Ramsey, I'm a big Dave Ramsey fan. Dave Ramsey, I believe that starting off for those who've never saved money or saved a certain amount of level, that Dave Ramsey is going to be perfect at the very beginning, teach you how to manage money management, financial literacy, all those good things. And the debt snowball is what I took from him. So he has a lot of good books that are out there. I definitely recommend that you guys pick them up. And you might ask, which books? All of them. They're all good. Okay. So, and even if you hit a Dave Ramsey's course. So let me pull up, it's called the Debt Snowball. Okay. You guys can write down this link and you can play with it today. But I want you to think about, and this may give you some drive, also this, I don't know about you, I'm driven on numbers. So when I see things like this, right, from the point of paying off properties, I'm talking about paying off properties early, folks, right? Your goal is to pay as limited interest as possible to anybody except yourself, okay? And to do that, you have to be out of debt. So I'm going to go here. Let's go back. I'm going to go back on this one here. So you see it's nerdwallet.com. You can find different type of debt snowballs. I like this one because the way that it asks the information. So we're just going to play around a little bit, and I'm going to show you some things. You can play around with this later, and then you can see what is the monthly number that you need, okay, so that you can be free. Some of you are thinking, I'm going to be free at Platinum 5,000, be free at Chairman 10. Guess what? Some of you could be free at Platinum 1,000, Platinum 2,000, but you just haven't considered it yet. Okay, so here's the debt snowball, nerdwallet.com. We're just going to play around with this. So let's just say, you have a medical bill. We're going to say, let's say it's $1,200. Because I'm going to show you what an extra $600 how it can be a game changer for you. So let's say we have a medical bill for $1,250. Let's say they're charged 3% interest. And that monthly payment, let's say, is $100 a month, okay? So it'll be 12 months to pay that off, right, if we just do that, okay? Then say our debt too, of course, they say credit. Everybody has about 4 credit cards. So let's say ABC Credit Card Company, ABC Visa, okay? And we go credit card. Let's say we're holding $1,000 in debt from that one. Let's say it's at a 14.9% interest rate, and you're paying, let's say, $25 a month for that one. Or let's say $50 a month for that one. All right, then you got another credit card. They said the average American has 4. So we got bad MasterCard, right? Credit card, let's say you're holding $2,500 in debt there. Okay, let's say, once again, 4.9 interest rate. You got, and you're paying, let's say, $75 a month for that one. And we'll just add one more. Let's say just another MasterCard. Let's say that one is $3,000 that you're holding. Let's say, no, let's say $4,500. That should put it, that's about almost $8,000 credit card debt, basically, okay? So once again, you're paying, let's say you're paying $15,900 for that one, and you're paying, let's say $80 a month for that one. Okay, everybody has an auto loan, so let's call it your car loan. Let's say you only owe $10,000. Say $10,000 on your car loan. Okay, carry that up. Let's say you got a good deal. You got 3.5%. They hook you up, and let's say it was $500 a month you're paying for that. Okay, and then of course you may have a home. Let's look at your home. Let's say you're paying $100,000. Let's say you got lucky, you got $100,000 home. Okay, mortgage. Say you got that good interest rate. Let's say you got let's call it 4%. Oh, I'm sorry. Your balance remaining. Let's call it 100,000. And so you have a 3% interest rate, and you were paying $900 a month for that. All right, so this calculates this for you, right? So we're going to click calculate. And so here's what the snowball effect does. You're going to take your smallest debt to your largest debt. Okay, you're going to pay off your smallest debt first, and you're going to take and you're going to keep on rolling a number all the way down until you get to your final debt. Okay, so what is going to break down for you? So we're going to just use Platinum 600 numbers. Let's say you are Platinum 600, you have an extra $600 that's coming in. Okay, so we're going to attempt to pay off our debt. Let's say you're Platinum 600, you work in your regular job, you're still making your regular payments and doing everything else. We're going to snowball effect it. Okay. Now you see there's one called an avalanche where you focus on your high interest one so you don't pay that much interest as well, which you can do as well, okay? So we can look at both of them. So you guys will see that we put a car loan there, we put our house on there, we put a couple credit cards on there, and we got a medical bill, okay? So we're gonna let this calculate. If we have an extra $600, how long is it gonna take us to pay it off? It's gonna give you that blueprint. Because I want you to see the power of the compound in everything that you do. So now we're looking at this basic number here, Platinum 600. Then you can imagine, man, when I hit Platinum 1000, I can add more on there. Or when I start making more in my trading account, I can throw more there. Okay. I see everybody's hopping on. Who do we have on here? What's going on? What's going on, Miguel? Who else we have? What's up, Mr. James Smith? What's up, Mr. Andre English? Sign up and you get a free t-shirt. Yeah, that's college. That's exactly what they do to you. All my folks, I see you on the Legacy Worldwide page. What's going on, Tanya? What's going on, Mr. Shannon Stewart, Mr. Johnny Miles, Mr. Clarence Wiley? Good to see you. What's going on? This thing is taking forever to load, okay? Don't worry, we're going to get through this. If you have any questions as we're going through this, just type them in the chat. And then what we'll do is I'll answer them at the end. But we are recording this call, so you can share this with anybody just about. Like I said, the goal is we're just going to show you the power of focus, really. Most of you haven't even thought of this. That's all that is. You haven't thought of it. And now it's in your peripheral, and we're going to show you that, the power you've always had. Okay, we're rolling in 2020. I believe everybody on this call can be debt-free in 2020, regardless of what rank you are in this company, if you apply these rules here. But maybe it may give you some motivation to go hard and at least hit Platinum 1000, Platinum 2000, Platinum 5000 or above, okay? Okay, let's see how this is. We're just waiting. It didn't take this long earlier. It just means there's some lives on here that are ready to be changed, that's all. All right, I have to start it over. Let me see. Let's try this again. Give me 1 second. You cut these real short. What do we say? Medical bill was $1,250. Yeah. Interest rate, let's say 3%. Now, with your real debt, obviously you're going to take your real debts and you're going to plug them in. Like I said, this is just a made up scenario here. But you know, obviously most people do have this type of debt that we're typing in here. All right, so what is showing right now, so without us putting any extra, so just making your minimal payments and snowballing them, okay? So so the minimal payments, I'm gonna add a number here, but let's just talk about what is showing here. So we start with credit card C. Oh, so they actually changed the order based off interest rate. Okay, let me change this actually. Let me change it to snowball. So we're gonna snowball it. And you can play with these numbers. So snowballing it, you start with the smallest number, your smallest debt to your largest debt, okay? And then you basically, when I say snowball, so I'm just gonna look at the minimum payment. So starting off, what they had us do is put an extra, because we know this was $100. No, credit card A, I think what was it, $50? So it looks like they had us put an extra $100 on there and work it all the way down. So with an extra $100, and work it all the way down. So we start here, that debt gets paid off, then we roll that debt to here. That's total interest. Where is it showing? It's not showing the payoff actually. Here's what we're gonna do. So here, basically starting off, I'm just gonna tell you, so the 1,000, obviously you start with the $50. Every time you pay off a debt, you're gonna roll whatever we were paying for this debt for credit card A, we're gonna roll it down to what? Credit card B, okay? So it's showing you the interest you would save too. So we pay this off in 1 year is what you're showing. So we stayed on track the way that it is, we're gonna pay it off in 1 year, okay? And then the next one, we'll pay this off in 2 years from the time we pay off our first one, and it keeps on going. However, we're gonna add, guess what? You might hit Platinum 600. We're gonna go and add that $600 there. Let's say you hit Platinum 600. Now you're making an extra $600 a month, okay? I want you guys to look at this number. Now remember what we talked about, okay? I want you to understand this. This is gonna be delayed gratification for some of you, depending on how you work this biz, okay? And now if you work this biz hard, you hit chairman, there ain't no delayed gratification. You're making the good money. You can pay this off very, very fast. But I'm just showing you. Do you realize with everything that we put in there, $600 extra, okay? It's showing us how we can pay off our bills, okay, over the next 7 years. So you'll pay off 7 years faster. So debt-free date, August 2024 is what it's telling us right now. With just an extra $600 doing a snowball effect. You're probably in your head mind blown right now. Okay, so here's how it works, okay? So now we take that $600, okay? And immediately we apply it towards our first card. So $600 plus whatever my minimum was, which I believe is $50, so that's $650. So we pay this off in about less than 2 months. Then we roll what we were paying here, the $600 plus the $50. We roll it down to our next one, okay? And so now we're paying the $100 plus the $650. Okay, so we're paying about $750 total. We'll pay this off in a couple months as well too. I don't know why it's showing. Oh no, here we go. This is where these are the payoff dates. So you see this? So we pay this off January. Okay, 2 months later you pay off, or 4 months later you pay off the next credit card, which was $2,500, because now you've rolled what you were paying on the first credit card. You rolled down to the second credit card plus the additional $600. Okay. Then we roll it again. Now we pay off that credit card in May of 2020. We roll down to our third credit card. Now, not only are we taking the $600 that we put in extra that we made Platinum 600 with, okay? Then an initial $100 that we were paying on our first credit card, okay? Then the $75 we pay on the second credit card, okay? And then the $50 we plan, or I'm sorry, the first credit card was $50. The second credit card we're paying $75. So we take all that, and we now pay our credit card in about 3 months, $2,500 gone. Now, this is, you still have your regular job, you're still doing your normal stuff, but you have your extra income coming in, okay? We get to our third credit card. Guess what? In the same year, we just paid off all of our credit cards. You guys seen that, $4,500 or $3,000 in credit cards, $2,500 to other credit card, $5,500. So we're talking about well over what, $6,000 in credit card debt here. Then we get to our auto loan. We put extra on top of that now. Now you're not only paying the $500 towards your auto loan, you're paying $500 plus the extra $1,250 that you just paid off before, delayed gratification. You pay this off pretty much in 1 year as well to your auto loan of $10,000 in 1 year. You're probably wondering, like, how did I do that with an extra $600 a month? Because you hit it aggressively and you avoided the interest, right? You see all this interest here. You avoided the interest that you would have paid, which would have delayed you. And guess what? That interest adds on every single year. So most of you are killing yourself in your debt. It's not that you're not paying it off, it's that you're paying it off slowly, right? When we talk about network marketing, compressed time, right? Same thing, compressed time wins every single time. You're compressing this interest rate and you're going fast and aggressive, and it's done in a year. Boom. Knocked out your auto loans, you knocked out 3 credit cards, you knocked off some medical bills, and then lastly, now we have our mortgage to attack. Folks, I want you to see this. Initially, your mortgage, you're going to be paying off, and I may have calculated this wrong, but aggressively hitting your mortgage, not only are you paying $900, you now have that extra, probably an extra close to $2,000 you're paying on your mortgage now, and you get that knocked off super fast. And now you no longer have a mortgage, you're debt free. Okay, and you have equity. Now you have a net worth. Your net worth is what you have in your bank account and your assets minus your expenses. Most people have a negative net worth. And so today I'm going to teach you how to get a net worth, and you don't have to be a millionaire already. You don't even have to be 1,000, or you don't have to make 6 figures a year to get here. Okay. So everybody see that, right? What you do an extra 600. So imagine we change this number. You hit, it's all extra income. Platinum 1,000 is extra income still. You put $1,000 in there. You can see how that works, right? How much extra money can you pay each month? $1,000. Okay. And then now we do that. You can see the numbers. Now I become debt free in the next 2 years. Okay. Or you become a platinum 2,000. Maybe you want to keep some income. You become a platinum 2,000. Let me keep $500. Okay. That's going to my trading account. And then I'm going to put some money here and have some fun with it, whatever. So we put $1,500. Okay. So, well, it's like the max is going to let me do is $1,000, huh? Well, you guys get my gist. You put $1,500 there and then it goes faster. Okay. So I believe that's what a good focus should be on, is getting that debt free before becoming chairman. I'm trying, life is just a little bit more easier and fun. Okay. So now let's talk about making this run, and really what's the next, to really become an all out full-time entrepreneur that can take the punches no matter what, right? When catastrophe hits, when maybe some family member, something happens, you got to provide some money somewhere, you got it. You don't got no debt, right? You don't have a mortgage, anything. You're all set to go. Okay, because you're making the proper decisions, and there's no better company to be in, okay, financially, than I Am Master Academy to teach you how to master these lifestyle skills. Okay, all right. So when we talk about taxes, we talk about that snowball effect. So that's what we have here. So now the question is, how do we get that extra income? Okay, some of you might have had in your head that, well, I could go work for an extra $600, and that's true too. You can go work for an extra $600. Put the time in. That's fine. I know that's going to be an extra full-time job. But wouldn't it be easier, if you could just go help 12 people do the same thing that I'm teaching you? When they're in debt too, right? They want to learn how to trade too. We expose them to the opportunity, but we give them a different perspective of how to look at what we're doing and how we're doing it out in the system here. So most people are in debt. And so you ask them, do you have a plan? What is your plan to pay off your debt? Are you going to die in debt? Okay, so these are great talking points and knowledge that you can now spit. How are you going to get out of debt? Can you make an extra $500 that you can sacrifice? Most people are living paycheck to paycheck, and unfortunately, because of that, they're gaining on more debt, more interest, and every year that they don't pay their interest, right, they gain more interest and getting to more debt. That's why you hear the lack of money will always cost you money. Do you realize that if everyone on here, if you didn't have any debt right now, can you imagine being able to just really for real save 50% of your paycheck if you're not already doing it, or even saving 80% of your paycheck right now for what you're doing, where you would be at? Most people can be really free if they wanted to, but they just can't position themselves. And I hope that this call challenges you to position yourself financially. It doesn't matter that at one day, or if you've made $100,000 a year or $200,000 a year, if you don't have anything right now and you have a lot of debt, doesn't matter. right? Doesn't matter that you make $250,000 or $500,000 a year if it's not work for you or if you're in debt in some shape. Most times people make more money, they get more debt. Okay, so this is the feeling you're gonna have to fight in network marketing. Is the more money that you get, you're gonna want to flaunt the lifestyle. You want the nice car, right? Of course, I want a Lamborghini, I want a Rolls Royce, right? I want the very huge mansion. Okay, I want all those things, but at the same time, I'm very smart and methodical that I want to make sure that we don't enter somewhere and over leverage ourselves, just like anything else, right? Don't over leverage yourself and always be in position where you get to control every aspect of your life, including your pay. Sometimes we will make decisions based off desperation. Listen, you can write that down. Sometimes we will make decisions based off desperation, meaning most companies can't control you based off your paycheck. You won't leave a company that you hate or a job that you hate because you need it. You absolutely need it because you got debt, you got this, you got that. You can't make a decision. So you are enslaved to your paycheck. You're enslaved to your job. So let us show you how not to be enslaved to that job anymore. And the first step is this. We're going to teach you how to launch your business, of course. Teaching you how to trade, that's fine. I believe everyone on this call, you're all on here, and this is IBO training. I do want you to focus on, at minimum, everybody on this call, there's no reason that anyone on this call can't hit Platinum 600, right? Hit Platinum 600 for your family, for your freedom, right? 600 is a big deal. That's 12 customers. Do you think there's 12 customers that will want to either get out of debt, okay? Do you think there's 12 customers that want to make an additional paycheck, make money? Yes, absolutely, all those things, right? And do you think that there's at least 12 people that at some point they want to be above average, right? They want to make more than $60,000, $80,000, $100,000 a year. Most likely there are 12 people at least that want to do that. Okay. Now, what we do, we're talent scouts. We need to find people who, yeah, they can talk a good game. They can talk about it, but do you really want to do it? Are you really applying it? Are you really ready to go to work and teach other people how to do the same thing? Okay. And if that's you, that's exactly what this is. So we're going to teach you the system. First of all, how do you start building your business? You got to know where your stuff is at. So in your back office, it's no longer imarkerslive.com. It's im.academy is where you're going to find your business center. Okay. So when we look here, it's going to look the same. It's just a different color now. You're going to go im.academy. And as you roll down, if you have the IBO system added on, you're going to find your referral link under my website. Now, if you're currently just a customer and you're on this call, that's fine. It's going to be under my referrals, okay? Now, in this system, what we recommend is you don't upgrade to IBO until you at least have 3 customers. Why do we say that? Because here's how our compensation plan works. I want to make sure you understand this very clearly, is that as a customer only, that is the only way that you can waive your fees in this company. So that means when you refer 2 customers, your fees are now waived. You no longer pay the $165. That's awesome, okay? Now, when you get a 3rd customer, now let's say you decide to upgrade to IBO right when you had 2 customers. Guess what wouldn't be free? You wouldn't have a free membership because IBOs don't get free memberships. They have a business now, and they're basically saying they're partnered with IM so they can make a paycheck and a commission and share the commissions and the residuals, okay? So we say get 3 because we know that's the first residual income level. So keep teaching it that way. Do not upgrade to IBO until you have 3. Me personally, I tell you, I wouldn't upgrade to IBO until you have at least 4 because that's when you have to start moving customers around. So no need to even try to upgrade to IBO unless you're going to go very fast. If you go very fast, then cool. But most people don't go fast. So I would recommend if you don't know if you're a fast burner yet, don't upgrade to IBO until you have at least 4. Okay, so you get 4 customers. Now you upgrade to IBO. You shift your 4th customer under your 3 customers. Okay, and now you're going to make $150 a month. Guess what? That $150 a month is going to go towards your membership and towards your business. So right now, this is at the point that you will get some overhead. You get $15 of overhead because that's what you pay for your IBO, your independent business owner package, basically. So it's $15 a month. And so now you're paying that extra 15. You have $15 in overhead, okay? But you still have a great business. So that's why your goal is to get to the Platinum 600. And now if you have the membership and everything, you have at least $420 in cash flow from your business based off that. And of course, you achieve the move additional levels from there, okay? So this is how you get your website. This is the second one here. I recommend you get this one. Okay, use this one. This is going to take them directly to the application. And then here's where we're going to go over here. The system. In network marketing, right, if you want to go fast, you got to get rid of all confusion. If there's any confusion when it comes to doing this business, your business is going to go backwards, okay? Because there's going to be a lack of information that is delayed or that is relayed to other customers. So you can see that in the Legacy Worldwide group, we've done a great job at trying to systemize and really containerize what our system really is and make it very simple and simple steps. If you haven't already used it, I use it all the time. Anytime I just sign up a brand new customer, and I know it works because I haven't even talked to my brand new customer yet. She's already through the system. She's already been added to all the pages, and I haven't even talked to her yet. So I know that the system works very well. And so you'll tell your customers when they come in, go to legacyworldwide.net or download the Legacy Worldwide app from the Google Play Store or from the Apple Store. And I want you to go through steps 4 through 12, okay? And if you guys see that on there, you'll realize step 4 is where they're gonna download all the apps they need. Step 5, they're gonna add themselves to all the communities. You no longer have to add them personally to the Facebook page. And so we open that up because we wanted the end in mind. We wanted a system that even with us gone or you gone, this system, Legacy Worldwide, the community is gonna still go whether we're here or not. Okay, that's the end in mind, and hopefully that's what you have for your business. One day you're going to be clocking in 100,000 a month or 500,000 a month, and you don't have to talk to not one person, right? And the system just continually goes on its own. That is our end in mind, and that's what I have for you all. So with this Legacy Worldwide system, that's exactly what we're going to keep spreading the word. Download the app, download the app, download the app, download the app. Go to this website. Go through steps 4 through 12. Once you go through step 4 through 12, let's have a conversation. Now when you're getting on, you can ask them, how was the process? Was it easy? Was it hard? So that we can make it better. That's our feedback, okay? So far at this point, everybody said it's pretty easy. It's to the point. They've been able to create their traders account. They've been able to add themselves to the community. They know what strategies they're going to use. They know to plug into the academy, and then we've made it to where everything is on the Legacy Worldwide app, so they're not confused. Where do I go do this? Where do I go do this? They know I can just go to legacyworldwide.net, and it's all there, okay? All right, so now that we got the system out of the way, that's the system that I'm currently using personally. If you have a system that's already working for you, don't change it. Keep using whatever you're using. But I want you to consider, have the end in mind. Is what you're doing duplicatable? And if you left today, is there someone who's going to pick up the baton and be able to keep on running? And if that's a no, you don't have a system. You have a job. And I didn't get into network marketing to have a job. And I don't know if I'm sure you didn't get into network marketing and have a job either. I don't want a job. So anything that requires that my time that I have to be somewhere or have to do this, then that's a job being created. And we don't want that. So that's why we created the Legacy Worldwide app as well too, that you can just plug people in immediately and they can do everything on their own. Okay, so we get that out the way. There is no confusion. Boom. Now let's talk about how do we go fast and how do we really get this thing done? You know, when we first started network marketing, we've done our best to try to duplicate exactly what we did in our previous company and really kind of bring it over to I Am Mastery Academy and make it sexy, even though it's a different product. You know, from what I did before, it was easy to go sign someone up and say, hey, go take a vacation. Or we go on vacation, show them like, hey, look, we're on this vacation. It works. It's awesome. Right? Forex's a little bit different. People got to have some IQ. Okay. They got to be able to read a couple things. They got to go through an academy. So we have to, so what is our job here to build our business? Well, our job is that our customers are really using the product. And what I'm going to tell you, and listen closely as an IBO, and I'll tell you, even I'm watching in my organization, I can tell who's going through, who has a system, and I can tell who doesn't have a system. How do I know that? Based off your attrition rate, right? So there are certain people in our organization who have way more attrition than others, right? Of course, there's some company issues that are happening, so there's going to be attrition, okay, based off even some company stuff. However, if you have a system in place where your customers are utilizing the product, those folks, I realize, have way higher retention, okay, than other folks. So if you're finding that your customer's only staying for 30 days, you have a retention problem. There's nothing else. You have a retention problem, and then also it may be that you're overselling. So let's talk about this before I go into how to launch your business, okay? In what we do, we don't have to oversell it. What does overselling look like? Overselling looks like this. Oh man, when you come in, you don't have to do nothing. You're going to just copy and paste and make all this money. Make this much % per week. Is going to be great. You just set hope deferred makes the heart sick. Listen to me. You just set an expectation in your customer's head that if it's not met, they're gone after 30 days. Why? Because you told them it was going to be that. That's the only reason. Think about this. Someone promises you something and they tell you it's going to be this and this and this, and then you do it and it's not that. How do you feel? Don't you feel like someone robbed you or took something away from you even though you never possessed it in the first place? That's what that is. You're giving them an expectation, right? And you're not giving them the real expectation because if you give them the real expectation, then they're not going to do it. Well, guess what? How our system works anyway, if they don't do it, you didn't lose anything in the first place. You're not getting anything for just signing up one customer. We got to build an empire. You want to make $500,000. You want to make $50,000 a month. You got to put 2,500 customers in that are in the system and staying in the system. Okay. So this is not about just signing a customer up. This is about enrolling, sponsoring. There's a difference when you're enrolling and then you're sponsoring them. You're making sure they have some things that they know. Sponsor your member, and you're making sure they know the system so that you can retain them. Retention. You don't need to go out and get new customers if you retain your old customers and then helping them do the same exact thing. Okay, so overselling is what I see. So don't oversell. Let's tell the truth, right? You're gonna have to probably put in about 30 to 90 days before you actually learn how to really trade. Can you start trading your first month? Absolutely. Can you start trading your first week? Absolutely. And you will trade your first week. We're going to show you that it works. Will you make a gang of money? I don't know. It's based off what you have in your account and based off the percentage of growth that you're going to have. But what I do know is the average person, I like to say is making at least 5%. Some may make 10% per week, right? And if you make anything above that, that's powerful. Okay. Just talk about the power of accumulating wealth. 5%, 10%. I was just on a call with someone who just came in our organization, personal development coach too, real estate guy, and I love it when I talk to those who understand investments, because if you've ever done real estate, you'll realize that there's a lot of things. First of all, you have to be serious, right? You have to be committed because when I say you have to be committed, you've already committed money to your investment. So if you're investing in a property, for example, let's say you want to get your first investment property and let's say it costs $200,000. Well, most banks are going to require that you have at least 20% down. Okay. What is 20% down? You're looking at $40,000 down to go get a $200,000 asset. Okay. So do you think you're serious? Yeah, you're serious. You're going to put $4,000 of your liquid cash down. You're absolutely serious when you're doing that. And then of course, in real estate, that let's say you rent that property out, $200,000, you rent it out and you make some profit every single month. And so your percentage of return that you made for that year, let's say most time in real estate, it's about 10%, 15% a year, 20%, right? And then of course, over a period, 5 years, 10 years, you have your full return on investment. Now you're cash flowing a full property. Okay. It's a plus. And then you've probably built up some equity in between those 5 to 10 years. And so most people will have the opportunity to either sell and take their equity out. Okay. That's capital that you built, or maybe you paid it off enough and you just keep on cash flowing the property, making some more money. Okay. So that's the real estate part of things. And I said that to say this here. You don't have to, right? You don't got to put $40,000 down. But what we do got to know is that you're serious. Okay, you got to really do this thing. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, so don't oversell your customers. That's one of the things I've seen. Give realistic expectations. Okay, let them know that I need a commitment from you, minimum 3 months, 3-month commitment for you to even think that to say that this either works or don't work. Okay, but overall, really, it's a 1-year commitment. That I can tell you truthfully, for myself coming into this industry, I wasn't really comfortable until about 12 months where I can throw trades to an organization. Okay. All right. So that part's out of the way. Now we have a good business and good work ethic, and we know what we're doing out there. Now let's start with the system. How do you grow a massive business and how do you grow it fast? When we came in, you guys know our story. We hit Platinum 5,000 in 4 weeks. We hit Chairman 10 in 60 days. And then of course we had to lay out. If I had it my way, Chairman 25 would have been the first year. Chairman 100 would have been the first year. The corrections in our business, had to create a system, make sure people were plugged into the products. It took us 16 months total to hit Chairman 25. Okay. That's 25,000 a month. So definitely absolute life changer. Okay. Chairman 10 is a life changer, of course, too. Chairman 25, definitely a life changer. Okay. And so how do we go fast? The biggest part was propelling to Chairman 10 in the 60 days. And so I'm not going to say that you get one shot, But if you haven't launched right now, I would say launch. There's a difference between starting your business and launching your business. Launching your business is when you take on an attitude that you are determined, you have an obsession to finish what you say you were going to do. So if that was, I want to go chairman 10, chairman 25, whatever the case may be, all of your energy and effort goes toward just that thing that you say you wanted. So chairman 10, that means to hit chairman 10, guess what? There got to be customers going through the system every single day. Okay, there has to be customers being trained and plugged into the product every single day. So you are intricately involved in that process. So how do you do that? What does it look like? How do you go chairman in the next 60 to 90 days if you're going to do that? Now, Platinum 600, listen, Platinum 600 is easy. You can hit Platinum 600. You just got to focus. If we can all be honest with ourselves, if you haven't hit Platinum 600 right now, it's because you haven't tried to hit it yet. Right? If you were to say, Randy, but I have tried, I'm going to ask you a series of questions. Okay. And here's what I typically ask folks when they get on, like, man, I've shown all my people and I'm just not hitting Platinum 600. No one's saying yes. No one's saying yes. I'm getting all these no's, blah, blah. And so I'll ask them. I'm going to ask you straight questions because I'm a business guy. Okay. I'm going to ask you, do you have a list? Because that's the first thing we're going to get you to do is make a list. See, network marketing is difficult because people don't internalize that you have a real business because you don't got the overhead that's haunting you every night. A business owner who runs an overhead business, that haunts them. They know they got to get up every single day and grind their little butts off to make their monthly nut. And if they don't, they're going to go more in debt and their business is going to go down. They're going to be one of those businesses that fail within the first 3 years. You don't have to be that in network marketing. You know what you can wake up one day and do? You can wake up and say, you know what? I don't feel like being a network marketer today. I quit. A lot of people do that. You can go the average route, right? Say, it didn't work, I quit. You don't have no overhead. There's no commitment. Network marketing works, but it will only work if you can commit. And most people are not willing to commit. I want you to commit like you are a regular business owner with overhead. And if you commit that way, your overhead today is your debt. So if I got to get you to psychologically look at it that way, I want you to calculate all the debt that you have, your credit cards, your mortgage, everything that you have to pay. I want you to look at that as your overhead. I want you to divide it by when you want to be debt free. So whatever the system says, divide it by that. And that is your monthly nut. That's what you have to get to ASAP so that you can be free for you and your family. Okay. So the first thing you're going to start with, you need a list. That's what's going to make your business real. And if you don't have one, you are not doing this business. And I'm going to tell you, quite frankly, you need to have 100 customers or more on a piece of paper. You may say, Randy, I don't know 100 people. Not true. The average person knows at least 1,000 people before they even turn the age of 21. You're not looking at them that way. You're thinking of people that you talk to on a daily basis. Guess what? As adults, we get busy. We don't talk to people every day. That's not normal in the average community. Now, here's the crazy part. It is normal today, right? In a millennial stage, in the boomers, social media is here. So you do actually communicate with a lot of your friends, whether you guys talk or not. See, we just talk differently today. We communicate differently. We communicate with emojis, liking stuff and loving stuff. And maybe we might make comments that cute or happy anniversary. Guess what? Those are people that are on your list. You communicate with them. So everyone on your Facebook, guess what, goes on your list? Everyone on Instagram, for the most part, right? They're following you for a reason. They followed you because you were interesting. So you need to find out, why did they start following me? Are they trying to sell me on something, or do they just think that my life is interesting? So at some point, you have to reach out and create relationships, which we'll talk about social media and how-tos here shortly. But I want you to get going into your list first. You're going to start with your hot market. Hot market is personal people that you know. You call them up, they be like, hey, what's up, Randy? They know me. Those are my hot market. Your warm market, those are people you might have went to high school with. You haven't talked to them in a while, but they know you. If you call them, they will still know you by your name. Be like, man, I haven't talked to you in a while. What's up? Okay, they'll pick up your phone call. Those are your warm market, and then you have cold market. You absolutely just don't know them. Okay, in network marketing, if you want to go fast, very fast, you must start with hot market. Now you may say, well, I went through my hot market. That's okay. Well, then you're going to go to your warm market. You're going to find someone in your warm market. You're going to recruit them. And when you recruit someone from their warm market, guess what you're going to do? You're going to go into their hot market, people that they know directly. Because what I know is, even they may not be the person that's going to become chairman, but they know someone who will. And so you have to get good at networking and being able to do that. And there's some books out there that will help you do that. So I'm going to suggest a book to you right now called Icebreakers, right? I'm talking to my professionals right now. If you're like, I don't read books, you can get the audiobook, but I want to suggest you read this book. Icebreaker is going to give you things to say, okay? Say to people that are in co-market, even your warm market, okay? So get Icebreakers, go through that book, sharpen your skill, okay? Another book, if you haven't even read The Basics, this is what I call a basic book, The Business of the 21st Century. He basically talks about all the great things of network marketing, which I'm talking to you guys about right now, okay? Rich Dad, Poor Dad, if you haven't read that, pick up Rich Dad, Poor Dad. We're just going to talk about financial freedom, period, point blank, and just knowing what people are doing out there. This is perfect for what we do here in I Am Mastery Academy. You should know how money moves, okay? What is happening in our economy and our money system? Just a little bit extra stuff for you to know. And then, of course, Think and Grow Rich. This is all mindset right here. You must think, you must think and grow rich, not grow rich and think. So you must think rich first before you grow rich, okay? All right, so starting off, fast start. You're brand new on here, or you're starting someone, first thing you're gonna have them do is write a list. Okay, for you, if you're getting customers, instead of bogging them down with writing a list of 100 to 200 people at the very beginning, give them to write a list of 10 to 30 customers. People with potentials that you can do. You can give them memory joggers. Here's people you feel you have them put down, people who they feel trust them, okay? Have 2 or more jobs. Guess what? If they have 2 or more jobs, they need more money, right? We can say that. Friends and best friends, that's going to be hot market for them. People who need money, or who's the most successful person that you know? I love to ask that question. If you're looking for leaders, guess what? Your person who may not do anything, they know someone who's very successful, and you may have to pull it out of them. So if I'm looking for a leader, I say, who's the most successful the person that you know? Who's the person that you're, if I ask you, who are you scared to contact because you think they're so successful? Who is that person? And I want you to get that person from them and then have them tell me about them. Why are they so successful that you would not reach out to them? Well, you know, they are a real estate professional. They own property here. They do this. They've invented a product here. Oh, by the way, they did this. Okay, cool. Those are great things, because those type of people, if they're working hard, especially if you tell me they still have a job but they're very successful, most likely they are looking for a way out. They just don't know a way out. Listen, there ain't jobs. Let's talk about our executives, your CEOs. You know, the average CEO is going to make at least 6 figures or more per year, right? CFO, any of those executives, they're making above 6 figures, right? These folks sometimes may not like their job, depending on what track they're on, but they can't leave it. Why? Because there's no one else that's going to pay them 6 figures. So they're perfect prospects, believe it or not. And some of you may have heard, I don't know if you heard David Amitier's, I believe he talks about this. Who's a perfect prospect? Your perfect prospect, sometimes they're couples, right? So you guys look at me and my wife, I'll tell you, we were perfect prospects. Right? I was a pilot, she was a nurse. You know, we were making over 6 figures together. You know, I was making right at 6 figures as a pilot in the Air Force, 90, depending on how often I deployed. Okay, my wife, she was making about 60. Okay, so we were in that range. So the people that you're looking for, they're going to be making between $60,000 all the way up to that $100,000 mark. Okay, but they don't know how to get out of their race, because there's no company that's going to pay them the amount of money that they're getting paid in what they do. So you might see that they're investing in real estate and they're doing these things already. Those are perfect prospects that you can get involved with network marketing, that if you relay the information properly, they will automatically see the vision and they will do it. That was us. When our last company came along, there was no, you didn't have to pull, you didn't have to sell me, you didn't have to tell me, oh, this is so awesome here. To be quite truthful with me, when I see my first company, all right, some of you are, and this is why I say stop worrying about the small stuff. Stop worrying about what people are going to think or how they think, or if you got to sell them on this. You don't got to sell the right person. I promise you, I was the right person. Me and my wife, we were the right person. When we got shown our last company, we said yes immediately. Why? I didn't say yes because of the product. The product was definitely awesome, right? Travel was definitely awesome. You know what I said yes to? Because of my personality. And this is what I want to make sure I warn you of. As you're showing the information, the opportunity, a lot of you are trying to tailor your presentation for 90% of the people because you're selling. Hear me closely. A lot of you are trying to tailor your presentation towards 90% of people because you're selling. Because all you're ever going to do is you're going to sell to customers. That's cool if you want to do that. I don't want to just sell to customers. I want to attract leaders. So I am looking for 10%. I would prefer to take one person who becomes a leader over recruiting 100 customers. because my one person will bring me 100 customers 10 times over. So don't cut your business off because you want to sell to 90%. Oh, they don't like this type of business model. It's not, when I hear those things, it's like, that's not what I'm looking for. Okay? Trust me, that's not who you're looking for. If for example, for myself, we were sponsored by my wife's aunt and uncle. And when they showed it, let me tell you the best thing they could ever do. They said minimum, and they were able to get us on a video. And I watched the video, and I seen a lifestyle that people had that I wanted. I was a pilot at the time. And I watched this young man do the presentation on this video. Of course, I did my due diligence. I went and looked him up, and I seen he was everywhere. He was younger than me. He had the lifestyle I wanted. I didn't need any more research. I didn't go look at Better Business Bureau. I didn't go look at none of that. No, he lives a lifestyle. He's doing it. I'm in. I looked at the compensation plan. I said, man, people are getting paid $1 million a year doing this. I'm in. And you know what happened to me that night? My obsession, my belief, I started recruiting with no training. Why? Because my pure excitement over where I was going when I seen it, because I said I'm making $1 million a year. And I started telling all my friends, like, I found an opportunity where we can finally create multiple six figures or $1 million a year doing and it's fun. And I cast the vision to my friends immediately when I started. They got on board. A lot of those friends in my previous company, okay, they became multiple six-figure income earners. And they were one of the very first that I went to in that deal. So my question to you is, who's sitting in your phone right now that's a multiple six-figure income earner, seven-figure income earner? They're there, but you haven't recruited them yet because you're scared. Trust me. Pick up the phone. Make that list. So me and my wife, we jumped in head first. We went. We had put some of our real estate dealings on hold. We had an invention. We put that on hold. And my ultimate goal was I was going to make $1 million a year in this company, period. That's all I wanted to do. And I seen that I could do it faster. And we went to work. I guess stop talking about me. We went to work. So what I'm telling you is, don't tailor your presentation for 90% of your people. Tailor your presentation for everybody. Give them everything. See, I'm telling you real stuff. Your leader might have already, if you're one of those folks, you're like, I'm just going to show them the first half because you feel that they're going to get a little upset if they see that it's network marketing. Well, guess what? They're going to get upset when you sign them up and you didn't tell them it was network marketing anyway. So you don't want to miss the buck where you had an opportunity to see someone like myself or my wife or any of the leaders that we have, right? And you don't show the business model, and that business model may be the very thing that would have attracted them in, okay? Understand, not everyone has to come in this company and trade. I know a lot of people you got to think. I want you to separate your thinking. If you haven't made above six figures or 200,000 or 300,000 a year or 400,000 a year or $1 million a year, then I want you to consider, you don't know everything yet. I don't know everything yet either, regardless of how much money I make, right? I'm still elevating myself, but I'm never going to put my thinking above someone else who's already accomplished more, right? There's obviously something that they know more than me. So I want you to always think that when you make a decision and you make a decision based off what you know, that you're now going to your stinking thinking. And that is not the thinking that is going to get you to $1 million, right? Because if it was the thinking, you would already have made it. Okay, so you got to think, okay, so here's what most people, you're going to have people who are going to come into this business. They see the trading. They know the trading is hot. They know people want the trading. A business mind says, I can partner with this. It's a nice academy. Trading, I'll try some trading out, but ultimately, I see that you can make $500,000 a month, and I'm all about the residual income. I'll partner with IM to go build a customer base. We were just talking to one of me and my wife were having a conference with one of our real estate partners. And what did she say? She said, in the real estate game, so you guys know, it's you got brokers, you got real estate agents. Same thing. Talk about network marketing because you'll get people like, I don't like those type of things. But yet they'll go to a real estate agent, right? So let's look at a broker's office. A broker, right? They hold the license of other real estate agents, right? So the broker is over all the agents. And anything that those agents go out and do, those agents go sell homes, the broker gets a percentage, okay? So what she was saying with the brokerage is that, of course, they have all the costs and everything, but with these agents that are under them, and I started losing I'm going off and started losing my train of thought. With the agents that are under them, we were talking about building and leveraging and all the good stuff. You're your own brokerage today. You're your own CEO, and you're managing that business. Okay, just like real estate, except we talked about the overhead part. And I was going somewhere that I just lost my train of thought, but I'm sure I'll come back with it. So let's just talk about this. So yep. So for my real estate professionals out there, you feel me, you understand. So let's talk about this, and we're gonna go into how to really launch your business. So first thing, you make your list, 100 or more. Okay. Next thing, here's our our compensation plan. All right. So for those that don't understand the compensation plan, if you want to ask questions, you can do that. I'm just going to go through this very, very fast. Obviously, Platinum 150 means you have 3 personal customers that you brought in yourself. Once you hit that level, all of our income levels are guaranteed residual income. So when you look at other companies, you'll see things like you get paid up to. Don't fall. I see a lot of people falling for up to money. And I say falling for it, that was us, right? We initially started in network marketing, and we were in an up to company. Okay, up to just means when you hit that rank, you're now qualified to make that type of amount of money, but there's still more work to be done. That's not the case here in I Am Mastery Academy. Once you hit the rank level, you're actually making the income. All right, so we're not necessarily rank focused. We are money focused in this company, because when you hit the rank, that is the money. And understand that is very powerful. We are a very transparent company. So we are residual income heavy. There's no compensation plan that beats I Am Mastery Academy's compensation plan right now at all. Not for the work that we do. It doesn't matter how hard this thing is. The compensation plan, hands down, is worth it. So we talk about Platinum 600, 12 customers alone. Okay, that's $150 guaranteed every single week at minimum, not including other bonuses. Okay, Platinum 1000 is 30 customers total. Now understand, if you were to times all these by 40%, you're really only responsible for 60% of the numbers, depending on the type of business partner or upline that you have. Your upline, and some of you are already halfway to Platinum 600. You only got to put in 6 customers probably to hit Platinum 600, or 7 customers. Okay, so based off what your upline has done, or maybe they built a team on you, and if they haven't, that's okay. You're your own CEO. Makes the story even better. Okay, but you can consider you only got to build 60% of these numbers. So instead of having to put in 30 customers total as a team, right, you may only be responsible for 18. And we're going to talk about how to build your 18 by focusing on helping other customers elevate to Platinum 600. Okay, Platinum 2000, 75 customers, folks. Right? It's just going through the numbers and going through them fast as you can. Okay, it's $500 guaranteed every single month. Platinum 5000, $1,250. You guys hear me say this all the time. Do you realize you are now above the combined household median income in Platinum 5000? Right? You're no longer really average at that level, folks. It's a big deal to be making above $65,000 a year. Right? And then, of course, hitting Chairman 10. Right? Now, Chairman 10 in our company, folks, listen, you're making a guaranteed $150,000 residually at Chairman 10. That is a very big deal. You are in the top 5% of income earners here in the United States, for real. I don't know about you. You know, we've been at these levels for some time, and we've enjoyed making this type of income. And of course, we're ready for our next level. Okay, but $150,000 a year is a big deal. A lot of people are doing it. We already talked about the solution. Imagine you do what I've already talked about, becoming debt-free. You get debt-free, you finally hit Chairman 10, and now you're making $150,000 with an overhead-free business. You have no bills. What does life look like right now? We're only in the middle of the compensation plan, folks. You're debt-free. You make $150,000 a year at Chairman 10. What does life look like for you? Yes, you are rich. Yes, you are among the few, but you've done something special too. You're debt free and you make $150,000 a year. There's a difference. Okay, so you have a lot of money. Now we're going into ventures like real estate and different type of deals. Now you can have those big conversations. Chairman 50, $50,000 a month. Now we're just having fun. Okay, it's $12,500 every single month at that level. I'm sorry, every single week, which is $50,000 a month. Chairman 100 is just 5,000 customers. Folks, in my last company, we put in 35,000 customers in 5 years. Understand there's always a flip. So it may feel like you're going nowhere right now. I promise you're going somewhere. It just feels that way. You just got to keep on running. Okay. And as you keep on running, because this is a doubles game, at some point your business just blows up. That's how it works. Right. Some people may have to be in this business 4 years before they see results. Some, you may see results your first year. Some, it may take you 6 years. How long are you going to stay around to see it? What I do know is if you don't stay around, you won't see it at all. But if you're willing to put in the work and you are going to stay around, you will see these income levels. If you work hard enough and you go and do it, you are going to see these levels. But what I will tell you is if you don't stay, one thing that is guaranteed is you will probably be working your entire life because you haven't figured it out. You will most likely be in debt just like everybody else because you're not making the extra income or applying the disciplines of life. And so all I'm challenging you right now is to apply the disciplines in life, get debt free, and put in some work ethic and team up with us so that we can go out and do this thing the right way and really elevate you to the next level so that you can really make change in the community. So launching your biz, going chairman in the next 90 days if you want to do that. Resetting right now. You can go chairman in 90 days, folks. You can go chairman whenever you want. It's a decision, right? We can all admit to ourselves, I knew I was going somewhere. I missed the questions I asked people. But if you're at a point where you feel that you exposed and you went through all your lists, the question I always ask everybody is, show me your list. And most people, they have 10, 20 people on a piece of paper. They have 50 people on a piece of paper. I want you to really put down a lot of people on a piece of paper, okay, your notebook. And I want you to really go through what does it really mean for you to be financially free? Does that really get you pumped? What is it you can do if no one controlled your time? What is it you could do if you had all the money you needed, right? It doesn't have to be that you're making $100,000 a month. I wonder if $15,000 is a lot of money for you, which I know $15,000 is a lot. It is a lot of money, right? But my wife, she had a good point. She called it your appetite will change. As you move up the ladder, your appetite will change, right? As you know, the more that you eat, the bigger your stomach gets. Now, I'm not saying be greedy, but what I'm telling you is your appetite is going to change as your lifestyle or as your taste changes, right? When you have $10,000, I remember that was a goal for us. Like, man, one day making $10,000, and then we hit it, right? And that was before network marketing. We hit 6 figures. It's like, okay, we did that already. Okay, feels good. And then it's like, wonder if we're making $20,000 a month, and then we did it. It's like, so your appetite is going to change. What you think is a lot of money today will change. I promise you. Back when I was coming up with my use, I thought $30,000 a year was a lot of money, right? Me wanting to become a police officer back in my California days, I thought $30,000, $40,000 a year was a lot of money. I laugh at that right now. Not saying that, okay, that's not a lot of money, but a year, but that's what we're looking at to make monthly, right? Minimum. So when I say your taste will change as you move, it will. So launch your business. Here's how we look at this. Okay, you make your list. You got to put in the work, period. There is no shortcut. There is no easy way. There is no system that is going to recruit the people for you, put them in the system, teach them how to trade, and then that's it. There is no system, okay, except what I'm telling you right now. You have to work. And if you don't want to work, then 6 figures may not be for you. There is no one, I can tell you, unless you are going to be a trust fund baby, there is no one in this world who did not work hard for what they got today. If 6 figures, it's hard to get to the top 5%, right? It wouldn't be a small number if everybody could do it. But unfortunately, everybody are not disciplined to go out and do it and just make it happen. How easy is it? It's easy. It's easy by just going to do it. That's how easy it is, right? But you have to do it. You have to call the people. You have to send out text messages. You got to expose them to the presentation of the video. You got to close them, right? You got to plug them into the system. You got to plug them into your community. You got to make sure they're using the product, and then you reset and you do it all over again. Those are the you must do to run a sustainable business in what we do today. So here's how we start off. You're launching your business. You have your list set. I want you to sponsor 15 people. You're like, Randy, but I've been in for a year now. I ain't sponsored one. Shit, I've been in for a year and a half. I ain't sponsored 1 or 2. Or the 2 people I sponsored, they quit. Compress your time, first of all. This is a compressed time activity. I want you to focus on nothing other than you must, like your life depend on it, sponsor 15 new customers. Period. That, like, if I was your boss, like you had a real job and I tell you, hey, we're bringing you on board. This is what you get paid. You got to go out and get 15 new sales for our company or you're fired in 30 days. Will you make it happen? Of course you're going to make it happen. We make it happen every day at our jobs. Our boss tells us things to go do. You go make it happen. Be a boss to yourself today. Be a boss and say, I must go put in 15 customers. And when I put in those 15 customers, I'm going to now focus on helping 3 of them go platinum 150. Okay. And when I focus on helping 3 of them go platinum 150, that means I add an additional 9 customers to my team. I should be about platinum 1000. I'm going to help and develop 10 of them. I'm going to ensure 10 of them, hopefully, would like to be IBOs and would like to go chairman or go platinum 1000 or whatever. We're going to help those 10 now go platinum 1000. I've just added 300 customers to my organization based off that system right there alone. You should be chairman 10, period. But all of this has to be compressed. If you put in a sponsor a person a month for the next 15 months, it's different. It's not the same. So I want you to take a season, a 30-day season. You got to work hard. You got to go all in. You got to stop being afraid. You got to pick up the phone. For 30 days, pick up the phone, text message, go through social media, contact people, get your 15 sponsored. It will be a life changer for you. Because when you get to Chairman 10, life can be so different. Okay. Yes, we talked about Platinum 600. We already talked. So we're already talked about we're getting out of debt at the same time that we're doing this. Okay. So boom, we're applying our debt, and guess what? We can teach these people the same thing that we're bringing on. Hey, here's my game plan. When I came to this company, my goal obviously to get debt free, but we're going chairman, but we're also liberating people financially and ensure they're really free. Here's the blueprint of what it looks like. My goal is to get you to Platinum 600 so that you can pay off all your debt over the next 4 years. 3 years. Even if you didn't hit chairman, you're debt free in this business. How does that sound? Sounds awesome. Boom. Okay. And then if they decide to go farther, that's great. They go farther. Okay. They go chairman. The right person is the right person. Trust me, they'll do it. All right. We already talked about creating your list of 100 or more, right? Going through your phone contacts, Facebook, Instagram, right? 15, 30, sponsor 15 in 30 days. We already talked about that. You should be at Platinum 1000. Okay. And then we're going to help, now that you got the Platinum 1000, we're going to help those 10 of them get the Platinum 1000 themselves and add 300 more customers to our organization. Okay. And that's the breakdown that you see here. So here's what it looks like when building our organization. Now I know that our back office doesn't really show what we call a graph pictorial view where you can see this, but this is what it's supposed to look like. And I'm going to talk about the power of one and what it looks like if you get good at building through, which we call it either building through, recruiting to, or tap rooting. Okay, you can read that in a GoPro book, or you can read that in one of what is the book? Or in Building an Empire by Brian Carruthers. Brian Carruthers, Building an Empire. He'll talk about some major things in that book as well too. So that's another recommended book that I want you guys to pick up. Building an Empire. All right, so looking at our comp plan and how our system works. Right, so this is what we want your organization to look like. If you have 4 legs, listen, it's okay. What I need you to know is remember 40%, okay? Our comp plan is not complicated. I'm going to give you an easy way to break it down. People ask all the time. 40% is the number that you need to know. 40% is the max you can take from any one leg to achieve your next rank, okay? 40% is the max in any one leg that you can use towards your rank to achieve your next level. So, example, let's see, for looking at Chairman 10, okay? So if you look at the Chairman 10 number, our total volume to hit Chairman 10 is 72,500. Now I'm messing myself up. Let me go here. Now what we're going to do, so what can I take from one leg, okay? So if we take 72,500 and we times it times 40%, which is 0.4 in our calculator, right? So 72,500 times 0.4 equals 29,000. So the most I can take from any one of these legs to get towards Chairman 10 is 29,000 in volume from one leg. As soon as I go above 29,000 in volume, it'll no longer count towards my Chairman 10, but it will count towards Chairman 25. So I want you to hear that. It won't count towards getting you to Chairman 10, but it will count towards Chairman 25. So there may be a time where you'll go through a situation. This is why developing leaders is very important. Okay, I want you to get excited when you get a chairman that pops on your team that is just going, putting the gang of sales. You're done, right? They're knocking out one leg, and then you get a chairman in that leg, and then boom, you're worried about a 20% leg. So that means you get one more chairman going here, and before you know it, you see things like, how did they hit? Then they hit Chairman 25 this month. They hit Chairman 50 that month. They hit Chairman 100 the next month. Then they hit Chairman 250 and 5. How did they do that? Because those legs just started going concurrently by themselves. So what are we in the business in? As a network marketer, you're not in the business of just enrolling customers. You're in the business of sponsoring and talent scouting customers, people who want to go chairman and make and have really more out of their life residually. Okay. So you find three good successful people that want more and want to kill this thing, you're done. So how do you do that? You got to pour your all into every person like they are that one, to eventually you're going to find it. Okay. So going back, the most you can use one leg, 29,000. So this would be 29,000. So let's say you go 29,000 here, 29,000 here. What does that add up to? Math in public was it will be 58,000. So 58,000. So guess what you need from this one? Okay, 58,000 minus 72,500, 14,500 in your third leg. It doesn't have to be those absolutes. So people ask, well, can you do this? As long as it's not above 40% in any one leg, that's all that matters. So it can be 35%, 35%, 30%. It can be 40%, 30%, 30%. It can be 40%, 40%, 20%. Now, if you happen to have a fourth leg that's building, that's fine too. Guess what? Now you could have 25%, 25%, 25%, 25%, or 40%, 40%, 10%, 10%. Okay? That's with the 4 legs. Now, why do we teach to do 3 legs? Here's why we teach to do 3 legs. First of all, it's the minimum legs you can build to get towards your rank, which is good. Okay? And if we build the minimum amount of legs and not focus on getting a lot of legs, we can help more people. So because we drive depth, right? Depth means going deep, right? This is how we help people. If you say that I want to have 10 platinum 1000s on my team. Here's going to be my question to you. Have you built enough to take one leg to platinum 1000 for at least 10 people? What does that look like? Right? If I say I want 10 platinum 1000, what that look like is this. I sponsor my first person. I just start sponsoring like crazy. Let's say I sponsor over 15, or I build so that we put people in position. So let's say I sponsor my 15. Here's my 5. Here's my 5. Here's my 5. Now I go help these folks. So I say, hey, I build through and I say, hey, let's go put in one. They get one. Let's say we drop them to the bottom. This person gets one. We drop them to the bottom. Right now, our system is not set up to where it builds on one leg. So really it's going to be their second leg. So it's going to have to be you that builds depth right now until we actually get our system in place. This is what we're trying to get, where that it gets dropped on the power leg. But let's say we build a power leg down to 30 customers on this side. Well, guess what we just did? If we built 30 customers on one side, okay, those first 10 customers, we just took them halfway. We just took them halfway to platinum 1000. And so we can do that on each leg. So that's what you're doing building depth. You're building one whole leg, which is a 40% leg for your people. So your goal is to go really fast. And if you want to be a leader, you say, I'm a beast, I'm a leader. Someone who says they're a beast build power legs. Listen, I'm here. Someone who says they're a beast in the industry, because I hear the term is used so loosely. There's even people I thought were huge leaders, and build power legs. I will tell you, you will become a successful network marketer if you can build power legs for people. Meaning you're not looking to be given anything. You're just going out, you're getting it done, you're making it happen, and you're putting the numbers in. You're building the power legs, and you're making calls to your people and like, congratulations, you're halfway to platinum 600. Congratulations, you're halfway to platinum 1000. Congratulations, you're halfway to platinum 2000. Congratulations, you're halfway to platinum 5000. You're going to ask, what does that mean? Here's what's next. Here's what we got to do together so we can get you to this income level. Okay? All right, and so I just broke it down here. And if you have any questions in between this, please just ask it. And let me bring this live back up. Okay. And if you have any questions in between, please ask them. And I'm looking at the chat, so I'll take a look at your questions. I'll make sure that I ask them. I see the fourth leg dilemma. I'll talk about that. So here's just a breakdown of what to look for. I believe that Platinum 600, of course, is our staple. So if you don't have any Platinum 600s on your team, I want to challenge you this. Coming up into 2020, I want you to start focusing on how many people are you elevating? Are you the only residual earner on your team? Right? I want you to start thinking, who do I want sitting with me at this table to be residual earners? Start focusing on people and help them elevate, right? Sometimes it's going to be make sure they're plugged into events so they're getting personal development, getting their mind right. Okay. Make sure they're reading the proper books. Make sure they're not just focused on certain things. If they say they want to be a residual earner, but then they're only focused on one area here, then you know it's time to be a coach and say, hey, that's not going to get you to Chairman 10, right? Here's what's required to be a Chairman 10. Here's my coaching for you right now. Focusing on trading alone is not going to get you to Chairman 10. Focusing on trading alone is a selfish skill for you. Now, until you start teaching it to other people. Now, you teach it to other people, that's cool. You're teaching other people, okay? But if you're saying, I want to go chairman, you have to do multiple things. You got to trade. You don't have to necessarily teach. We have the teaching platform. You want to teach, great. You can do that. You need to point them to the right products and the system, okay? Then once you have that happen, right, you got to keep building. You got to keep showing people, plug them in the system, keep it going, okay? And obviously, the higher the rank, the higher the responsibility, the more people that you have to deal with. We already have a system in place where I believe that everybody can get all these ranks here, okay? So you're going to start elevating people in your organization to hit these ranks, and you start with the bottom one, right? Develop 10 to go platinum 150 like we talked about here, and then you're going to take your P150 to please 600, and then we talked about building through, all right? So if you're on here right now, maybe you've been involved. We're going on 2 years total come January in I Am Mastery Academy. And so if you've been with us for 2 years, you know, obviously you were one of our top. We got a lot of top leaders on here. Let's see. Yeah, Miss Akina. I got some luck. I always call all of my ride or dies on here chairman already. I already know. Chairman done. Okay. In this business, we have to always be in reset mode. And I'm gonna tell you, just like for those who play sports, right? You don't win the championship all the time, right? But we practice as if we're gonna win that championship every time. Okay, we won't win the championship all the time, meaning we don't always get what we want when we want it, but we're going to get it. At some point, we're going to win the championship. But we're going to practice, and we're going to go as if we're going to win that championship every single year until one day we win that championship. And I need you guys to act as such, that every year is our championship year. Every time that we start is our championship year. Every piece of effort I put in is because I'm going to win the championship. Period, point blank, whether I win the championship that year or not, it's coming. Promise you, it's coming. But you have to be in that mindset. So, you know, there's going to be some upsets, right? There's going to be some tears. I'm going to tell you everything is going to happen emotionally to you in advance so you don't quit beforehand, because I want to tell you what success looks like. Sometimes we have this pretty Cinderella story of making $1 million, right? Of making, you know, $250,000 a year, or making $100,000 a year. We have this pretty story about how we got there. Like, oh, it's going to be so easy. I can't wait. I'm going to float there, right, when we get there. And unfortunately, I'm going to tell you in my path, and my wife passed it's been sacrificed. But I'm going to tell you, it's been worth it. We've traveled everywhere. We've had fun. We've built families. Yeah, I can't even say that we built friendship. We built families, you know, in this community. You know, people that we will always know forever, regardless. You know, so I always go on these rants and then forget what I was going to tell you guys about. So in network marketing, we got to build. And here I go, and don't worry, I'm gonna come back to whatever I was talking about. So let me get back on script and building through. Oh, so here it is. It's never gonna be easy, folks. Period. You gotta work. There's gonna be upsets. There's gonna be times you want to cry. There's gonna be every month, if you haven't already thought about quitting, okay, you haven't worked hard enough yet. Now, I'm not talking about quitting because you're not getting your way, because you blew an account, because you feel it don't work. That's not the type of quit I'm talking about. I'm talking about that type of quit that you want to quit, but you know you ain't quitting because you're just too stubborn. Like, you know that it works. You can't. You see people winning. You see all the money being made. And you're like, I'm gonna get it, but I can't stand this process. That's what I'm talking about. You are going to go through that. Network marketing is hard for that reason, because you have to be mentally tough. That's the truth. And if you're not mentally tough to get it done, then unfortunately you probably won't be successful, because you're gonna quit before you actually overcome whatever that obstacle is. If you've read Think and Grow Rich, you'll know that he interviewed 500. He did research on 500 millionaires, which in our time now, the money they made then, they were probably billionaires, but 500. And they all said somewhat the same thing about them becoming successful. And if you look at any history of anyone who's made millions of dollars or became a billionaire, right? There was never anything that was easy. As a matter of fact, majority of you like, I don't know if I could go through that. I don't know if I'm willing to go homeless to go fulfill my dream, right? You look at people who go to Hollywood and they become actors and they live the lifestyle that they've always dreamed of. But we look at it as this little fairy tale that, oh, they got discovered they were walking through the mall. And then someone just happened to see them. They're like, oh, they look good. And they just made them an actor. Or they gave them their dream. No, never that way, right? There was times that these people almost went homeless. They spent their last paycheck. They spent their last money. They went all in. And then sometimes it didn't even work. That's what network marketing is. We're just in a different industry, folks. It happens in every single industry. Now, here's what I can tell you. If you can't make it in network marketing, and I can't say if you can't make it in network marketing. Here, I guess what I'm saying in investment-wise, if you are worried about money and how much money, like your monthly fees and stuff like that, you're worried about that, you will not make it in network marketing. Or you won't make it in any business. Why do I say that? Me and my wife, we are heavy investors in real estate, right? We've invented products. Right, we're going to be launching we're entrepreneurs, okay? And what I'll tell you, network marketing, I must say network marketing was the easiest multiple six-figure platform, no overhead that I've ever done, right? Invented products where I've had to raise funds, put thousands of dollars up front, do beta testing, find the right manufacturer, spend $1,000 there. Oh, that's not the right way that we get it done. So we spend another couple $1,000s to get it done here. Then finally we get it done. Then we got to ship this product. Then I got to create this system here. So money, I've already spent $20,000, $30,000 on something, and I haven't even made not one dime, not one profit yet. Okay. Or real estate wise, right? We put $20,000 down, on a property. We get it. We get our tenants in. Okay, maybe within the first month, 2 months, something happened. We got to dish out some more money, right? And then we have that property probably for a year and a half. We still haven't got our money back until after 2 years, and then boom. And most people think about that. If you had to have delayed gratification, delayed profits, you ain't gonna make a profit for a year, 2 years. Most of you are already out. So why do I know that? Because 30 days in, people are getting out of the system when they haven't. People are getting out of the system if they haven't become rich after 30 days in this company. You're not going to make it anywhere. I promise. Okay? Why? Because the mindset is not right. And so network marketing is easy, folks. I want to let you know it is easy. And it's easy as long as you're doing what you're supposed to do. Now, I say it's easy, but it's mentally tough. You got to be mentally tough. So I see some questions here. So I'm going to answer those too. Got those coming up. So let's go through this build through part, and then we're gonna end on this. Now I want to make sure I don't take us too far. That have me looking at this time here. So we have something called building through, folks. This is for my leaders. So if you already have an organization, and if you don't have an organization, don't worry. I want you to write this down because you're gonna do this over and over and over and over again. People always ask me, what do you do if your business slowed down? You go build a new team. The answer every single time, my old mentor used to say, I used to get so upset. Go build a new team. Go build a new team. Go build a new team. But I did it so much in my last company that I built all these teams. And here we are. So when we launch, we have organizations everywhere because we go build new teams. Go build a new team. And you don't have to introduce the old team to the new team. Go build a whole new team. That's new, right? A new leader, new team. And so that's all that we're going to do is we're going to constantly identify people that we want to work with, identify those leaders. And I've already dropped some hints on what those leaders may look like. Right? Those leaders, it could be a couple like me and my wife that, you feel that we're already successful because we have real estate, we have a product on the market. But what you don't realize, we're putting a gang of work, right? A lot of overhead, okay? And if you introduce it to us the right way, meaning sometimes maybe you not opening your mouth. It might be you just expose them to the video and get them in front of someone that you feel may be more qualified and that can talk to them. And before you know it, you got a leader on your team. Okay, so identify someone you want to work with. Identify a leader. The most important person on your team today is the last person that just signed up. You'll hear these terms over and over again in network marketing because they're true. New blood is the lifeline, right? If you're dealing with old team problems is, you get the same people saying, I've shown all my people I don't know what to do. I need people to figure it out. Entrepreneurs figure it out. And in network marketing, there's going to be certain points that you get an opportunity to grow in. And so opportunity, when I say opportunity to grow in, that means you stepped up and you figured it out on your own. That was growth. And that was you taking the challenge and going through it, which elevates you to the next level. Okay. So identify a leader that you want to work with. Once you identify that leader, build a rapport, folks. So network marketing, I have to say this. If you don't like people, listen to me. You're going to have a very hard time in network marketing. There's going to be times you get frustrated with people. Listen, it's okay. I'm not talking about getting frustrated with people. There's going to be times you're off on days and such and such. But if you legitimately don't like people, this is not going to be the business for you. You got to like people, okay? You got to care about people. When I say care about people, what are their situations, right? What are their hurts? Why did they say yes to you? Why did they come in? See, people say yes for a reason. They say yes, first of all, because they trust you, okay? So if someone says yes because they trust you, treat that seriously. If you're having a hard, so there's certain things that we look for with people, and credibility is one of them. And there's times that I've been with someone, they have a gang of contacts, and then everybody's telling them no. Why is everybody, and sometimes you have to look back, so why is everybody telling them no? We just shown everybody, and everyone's saying no. And this is going to be a time that you're going to have to reflect your credibility and your character. What has been your character over the past 10, 20 years that people have known you? Do you have a character that quits all the time, where you will talk a good game about something, you be like, because everybody sees your blind spots. You don't see them. Everybody else sees them. They know your personality. Are you the type of person where, man, and you talk a good game. You talk it up. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Blah, you throw it all out there. And then a couple months later, that person asks you, say, hey, how's that thing? You were so excited about it. How's that thing going? You're like, oh, that thing, you know, whatever. It's down the wayside again, right? A couple months later, something else comes up. You go join the next new shiny thing, and you're in that thing now. And you're like, oh, my God. And I'm not saying this. Like, you can go to different companies, do different things, but you always got to follow through and finish. But if you're the person who you hop through 4 different things, 5 different things, you never got to the top of nothing, you're burning your credibility with people, and people are not going to trust or believe you. They're going to think it's just one of your other little things again that you're doing, and you're going to be there a short time because you're not committed to anything. There's a difference between being committed, and even though you don't see the success that you want, you're committed and you're seeing some success. But if you're not seeing success fast enough, you have this mindset of having, I need instant gratification, meaning I want it in a month. I want it in a year. I want it in 2 years. Network marketing may be a 4-year, 7-year, 8-year process, folks. My mentor that I met in my last company didn't make his first $1 million until I met him. And I think he was going 8 years in the industry, and then he met us. Think about that. If I told you it's going to take you 8 years before you met the beast or met someone who's going to help you fulfill your dreams and take you to $1 million, would you be here? Most people will not be here because they're thinking instant. They're not thinking business. I'm thinking business. I'm going to be here until we finish because I know that comp plan says $500,000 a month. And so for all the work I'm putting in right now, I'm committed. Because one day when I hit Chairman 500, because I will hit Chairman 500, we will hit Chairman 500. You will hit Chairman 500 if that's the goal you have for yourself. If you're here, okay, it's going to make up for all the nights that I had all the teary nights, all the sleepless nights, all the frustrated nights, all the times that I had to sacrifice my time to be here or there. It's going to be worth it. But one thing's for sure is if you don't stay the course, you'll never know that. Okay, but in the building rapport, folks, treat your people like your brothers and sisters because they are. Because you got to think if we are going to do what we say we're going to do, we're going to be connected forever. If I'm going to do what I'm going to say I'm going to do, that means everyone that I talk to on a daily basis, our kids are going to play together, are going to do things together. Okay, and so we're connected forever as long as you're here. Okay, and even beyond that. All right, so build rapport. After you build that rapport, challenge, okay? My challenge may be hit Platinum 600, I'm going to come to your market. I always give, that's the challenge I give right now. You hit Platinum 600 in the market or you create a Platinum 600 in another market. So I want you to understand this too. Hitting Platinum 600 in your market means that you have at least 12 customers in that market. That's what I'm looking for, okay? So when I show up in that market, my goal is not only to develop you and help you, show you the system in person and how it looks in front of the room, but to find at least 3 other people in your organization and help them so that you're not bogged down, but you know what it looks like to go and coach and mentor someone and motivate someone to go push for more and push to the next level. And we create that momentum and that frenzy inside your business. So when I come into your market, you're a platinum 600. Most likely when I leave, the goal is you're going to be a platinum 1000. But we find 3 other customers that we're going to help get the platinum 600 as well too. And I'm going to personally help you mentor them, right? And then also make sure that they understand that you are also a leader in that market, and they're going to be a leader one day, and they're going to aspire to be what you already are. Okay. So we're going to challenge you to get the platinum 600. And then I go into the market, we show up. Never tell someone you're going to do something and you don't do it. That burns credibility as well too. Okay. At some point, people are going to realize like they're not a person of their word. They told me this, never happened. And that's a lot. You never want to be that person. I promise you. I've turned people off. Right? When I say I turn people off, someone who's told me they were going to do a certain thing, and then you give them a try, and then you realize that they're not a person of integrity. Okay. They're not doing what they say they're going to do. So be that person. If you practice and you have a habit of doing what you said you're going to do, that's going to build up your credibility. People are going to rely on you. They're going to look at your disciplines, okay? People look at people like that with strength. One of the things I can tell you, I know that people say is the discipline that I have. And that discipline has been there. It's been bred in me years. Of course, military has been a huge part of that, but just habitual stuff, whether it's going to the gym, financially, whatever. I'm very disciplined in everything just about that I do, because one of the beliefs that I have is that how you do one thing is how you do all things. You can hide it all you want. People are good at masking what it is, but I can tell, whether it's your health or whether it's eating or whether it's your finances. You can look at one aspect of someone's life, their relationship, right? How they handle people, how they talk to people. Then most likely the way that you do this is going to be the way that you do that. Okay. And that's just what it is. So practice being what you say you are and doing what you say you're going to do. And you become a person of integrity and a person of trust and a person of credibility, and you'll attract the right people. People will be attracted to your discipline. Okay. So show up when you're supposed to show up, and then you're going to build through. What a build through looks like is this. Never show up in the market without the intent to throw people in front of the room. Okay. I don't show up in the market to be showy. I don't show up in the market to be the main person in front of the room. That is never my goal, is to be the main person in front of the room. When I show up in the market, I'm always. So if I show up in your market, expect it. I'm going to throw you in front of the room. Don't be afraid of that, though. That's the resistance. That's what I know is going to grow you. It's going to stretch you as a leader. So allow yourself to go through the process. Allow yourself. Trust me. I remember my very first presentation I had to give. I totally bombed it, and I was a pilot. Folks understand. I had an ego as a pilot. So me getting in front of room, in front of other pilot buddies and other military buddies when I was invited because my mentor was there, and then he threw me up in front of the room, and then I totally took 5 minutes and I just went through the presentation. I stumbled and sweated and did all. It was horrible. But you know what? What I wanted was more than the embarrassment that I went through at that moment. See, at that moment, my mentor, at that point probably was making $30,000, $40,000 a month. I wanted that. And I was willing to do whatever it took to get to that level. So if he said, Randy, you need to be in front of the room, there was no question. I got in front of the room. Randy, you need to clean this up. Okay, cool, I'll do that. I took everything that he told me to do, and I did it. Right? Make the process easy. No need to create, I'll listen all the time. But there's no need to create a new system when there's already a system in place that's working. So I'll tell you where in network marketing, people will make this hard for themselves because they will go off and they will recreate. And there's nothing wrong with doing that because you're your own CEO. So let me get this straight. You can do whatever you want. You can build however you want. You can have whatever system you want. But I will tell you, I didn't start how you guys see me come to this company and create a system. I didn't just do that because I just wanted to create my own system. This was something that I brought over from experience from my previous company of being a top earner. I reached the top level in my previous company, and then I took the experience that I had there and I brought it here, and I just applied it. And as we are going along, I'm perfecting it, right? And I'm getting mentorship from my upline, my chairman 50s and above, chairman 100s. So I take that mentorship and I look at them and I do whatever they do, right? I take that coaching and that mentorship and I never change things around. I'm a simplistic type of guy. because I know that simple and non-confusion in network marketing is what's going to elevate you to become a multiple six-figure income earner. Okay. And then lastly, you got to have vision, of course, folks. You guys hear all the time, if you have no vision, you'll perish. Where are you going? How much do you want to make in life? What is it you really, are you voicing your stuff to people? Are you affirming it every single morning? Does your mind believe that you're going to make 6 figures or 7 figures a year? Because if you have some conflict, if there's any conflict in your bones, in your being about what you're doing or how you're doing it or how you're going to get there, then there's going to be some friction. Okay. If you don't believe, like some people have, they don't know they have this belief. Here's another book I'm going to recommend, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. Play those things out for you. So Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. Okay. There's beliefs in you right now, and I had to play them out. My wife had to play them out of us. Okay. You hear things and you don't think it's a big deal, but it is. It's affecting your income right now, right? Money don't grow on trees. You hear those things. You hear things like, you don't believe that money comes frequently and abundantly. You believe that money doesn't come easy, right? You believe that it's hard to make money. You believe that money is scarce. It's not going to always be available, right? You have a scarcity mindset. You may hear that, a poor mindset. So that means that if you're not attracting money, you are repelling it, right? So we want to make you a money magnet. So every day, say it to yourself, you're a money magnet. You attract wealth. You attract opportunity. You attract leaders. You got to affirm that to yourself. I am a leader attractor, okay? Whatever it is you want to attract, make yourself believe, because it has to come in thought first before it becomes your reality. Why? Think and grow rich. You have to think it first, folks. You have the most powerful tool that God gave us was our brain, and we use it the less. And listen to me. We use our emotions and all this other. We don't even use our brain the way it's supposed to be used. We use it for all the other things. But this thing is very powerful if you develop it. But what you don't use, you'll lose. And this is where you're seeing people really deteriorate, right? Because they don't read. They don't plug into development. They're not around the proper circle. They hang around negative people every single day. And so all they're doing every single day is they're one brain cell after another brain cell just getting killed, whether it be negativity or whether it just be sitting dormant or whether it's focused on that electronic, what we call the electronic income reducer. Okay. Looking at the TV. That's it. That's as far as most people's education. When they talk, you allow the news to control you. Based off whichever one you watch, whether you're a Fox person, whether you're CNN, guess what? You're looking at, that's control over your mind. And I guarantee you, if you start speaking to me, I can tell you, oh, you watch Fox or you watch CNN or you watch that, because that's what's coming out of your mouth versus you actually going and educating and developing yourself the right way by plugging in what you want to be plugged into your brain versus what the world wants to give your brain. That's the difference between someone who becomes wealthy. You're going to program yourself with the right tools, because if you don't program yourself, I promise you the world will program you the way that they want you to be programmed. Okay. So folks, I'm going to say this over and over again. We're in the best company in the world. I don't care what's going on, what problems we're going through. I promise you, checks are coming. Okay. They're coming on time. And the company, we have the highest payout that there could possibly be. There's no other company to get rich in and get rich fast like this company that you're in right now. I Am Master Academy, folks, we're just now getting started. Trust me. We are just now becoming a legitimate company. When I say legitimate, I mean we're when I say started, we got our corporate team in place. We got products in place. You guys, I'm telling you, have no idea what's about to happen in I Am London. When I say we're going to have products released, you're like, more products? Listen, do not miss the bus. Don't miss the opportunity because you're not willing to go through the obstacles. If I can give you anything, the obstacles are going to come. I wish I can say that this was going to be easy, right? I wish I could sit in front of you and say, man, you're going to make 6 figures so easy. Can it be done? Yeah. My buddy in the fees came over. He's living the life. Chairman 10 right now. Love it. It could be that you hit it fast. It could be that it may take you some time. I don't know. What I do know is going to be worth it. What I do know, when you do hit it, you're going to be crying because you knew what it took to get there. But you're going to help other people get there because it's just that important. But it's not going to be easy. And you're going to have to focus. What you focus on gets bigger. So, we're in a shift in our season. As you know, today was my last call on the Breakfast Club call. And the reason I decided to move from that, of course, we have some up-and-coming traders too. But at the same time, what I wanted to shift my focus back to was actually helping, right? I say helping, right? But going towards our mission of this company. And our mission of this company is to impact the lives of 1 million customers. Guess what? We can't impact the lives of 1 million customers if we don't reach out to them. So my focus, we're going to go more focused on, of course, customer retention, right? Customer acquisition, and then guiding my customers, our customers, directly to the product. Make the main thing the main thing. I Am Mastery Academy is the main thing, okay? Right? Our products are the main thing. You know, all of you, I'm treating you all as business owners. You're business owners. You have a business mindset. You're a CEO. You understand the bottom line. You understand that in order to make money, you must sell the product, okay? And if you don't understand that, if you go off and sell another product that you're not making money off of, guess what? You're doing yourself a disservice. Sell the product, make the main thing, and you will make $1 million in this company. You'll make 6 figures in this company, right? You'll be just like these top earners that I'm about to show you right here, right? Out of the time that we've been in the industry, there's not any company that has done this in such a short amount of time. You know, Amway and big companies like Herbalife held positions like this because they've been around for decades. Right, and here we are, a 5-year, almost 6-year-old company, and we got, let me see, 3 people in the top 10. Right, we have the most highest paid African American in the industry in our company. We have the top Latino earner in the, and I don't know how, I got to look this up, but this is what was said. Eric Ward said, in the world. I said, whoa, but I'm gonna just say in the industry, right? Top Latino earner in the industry, top African American in the industry, right? Top Caucasian industry. Look, we have the top guys, 3, 6, and 7. All, and these guys, Jason Brown and Matt Rosa, in their mid-20s, 28 and 25 or 26. David Imiti, I believe he's like 36. Yvonne Tapias, they're in their 30s as well too. 7 to 8 million a year. Question: will you be here 2-3 years from now to make that type of money? Or are you short-sighted? Do you want your results to be here right now? Because the results won't be here right now. Can they be here right now? Absolutely. But we don't know when they're going to come. We just know that we have to constantly take the action and focus on the activity. And when we focus on the activity, the results will come. And you know, if you haven't read Think and Grow Rich, these are just some of the terms. Like, successful people are going to go through stuff. And then that's why you have to go through things that people are not willing to go through. And they're going to look at the lifestyle that they want, but they're not willing to go through what you went through. Okay? You're going to make the millions because you are going through what you're going through. I don't know your story yet, but your story will be told once you get to the top, right? Most people have books that they can't write because they haven't finished. Most people have dreams they die with because they didn't finish. And it's not because they didn't finish, it's because they didn't choose to finish. Today, you get to choose to finish and stay the course and make this thing happen. They say one of the most common cause of failure is the habit of quitting when one is overtaken by temporary defeat. See, what I'm here to tell you today, folks, right now, right? What you're going through is all temporary. Think it's temporary. If you have a money problem right now, you don't have any problems. Listen to me, you're like, what? If you have a money problem right now, any money problem that you have right now can be solved. Any of them. You don't have problems. Your health is different. Got health problems? That could be way different. Okay, you can't, sometimes money can't buy everything. But if you got a money problem, which that's most people, right? Most people have a money problem. You don't got problems. We already gave you the cure. Now we just got to apply the cure. We got to go to work. We got to go fix it. See, what he says, more than 500 of the most successful people in America has ever known said their greatest success came just one step beyond the point at which defeat had overtaken them. One step. So what does that mean? You feel overtaken right now, take one more step. People saying knowing your business, take one more step. You made 100 calls, make one more call. You created one leader and then they went backwards, or your team went back. You put in 10 people and 5 of them quit, go show 10 more. See, all I know, the only thing that counts is the action that you're willing to take to get past the problem. You spouting off the problem or focusing on the problem, that's all it will ever be, is the problem, because you're focused on it. What you focus on will always get bigger. So if you want change, focus on the change, and the change will come. You want more customers, focus on contacting more customers and not the customers that are leaving. The customers who are leaving, they're going to leave anyway. That's not who I'm looking for. So what? Next. I want the next chairman 500 that's going to join my organization. That's who my time is going to go to. You focusing on who's quitting is giving too much attention to those who are going to quit anyway. Go look for the next person that you're going to make rich. That's where this is going to. So I'm excited, folks. Really, that's our call here. So let me answer these questions here. So excited about this next level. We're leading into 2020. Today is what, the 19th. We got exactly 11 days into the new decade that's coming. And I'm fired up. I'm excited to start popping some more chairmen in our organization, because I know that you all are qualified. I've known what you've been through. I know the sacrifice that you're taking. I know the time that you're away from your family to do what you're doing. I know that you already deserve it, and it's coming. And so I'm gonna answer questions here. I'm excited. Miguel, what's going on? So C5, there's some questions here. All right, the fourth leg dilemma. Please help me understand how this one is treated. Okay, so it's not even a problem. So having a fourth leg, having a fifth leg, none of it is a problem. Okay, so if you happen to have a fourth leg or even a fifth leg, it doesn't detract from your rank. I don't want you to go out and, if you already have 3 legs, keep 3 legs. That's going to work better for you, because you only have to focus on 3 legs when building them. Okay? Because you want to make sure that you keep people engaged. So as you're building 3 legs, you get to keep a lot of people engaged. Most people are going to stay in the business. But I'm going to tell you, people in my last company stayed in that company, right? Even though they weren't getting paid, even when they weren't making any money, even though whatever was happening, they stayed. Why? Because they had a big old downline on one leg. Because people will stay because they don't want to miss out. You ever heard of the fear of missing out? People have the fear of missing out. Well, wonder if I leave and then someone starts building this other leg, then I could have got paid, right? You build a massive team below someone. You put 100,000 in value below someone. That happens every single month. Do you really think they're gonna leave? Some people will, because they don't have no knowledge of what that really means. But you put 100,000 in value on one leg below someone, folks. You know what I'm gonna tell them? Hey, guess what? You're halfway to chairman 25, you're halfway to chairman 50. 50,000 a month. You're halfway, 40% too. You're gonna really quit? Whoa, you ain't trying to be successful. You would have to be out of your mind to quit with 50,000, which it's happened. But you have to be out of your mind to quit with 50,000 to 100,000 in volume on one leg, folks. You have no, because if you quit, you absolutely had no idea what you had in your hand. That's like someone giving you the keys and saying, hey, you're going to make $1 million soon, one day, over the next year, and you just got to put a little bit of work. You go get two people that really care about what they're doing. Life is different over the next year. And that's why you hear stories like Bryce Thompson, right? Everybody knows his story. He was a Platinum 5,000 last year, fresh graduate out of college, okay? Fresh graduate out of college, Platinum 5,000 last year, hit Chairman 250 this year. That story. Let that be your story, but you'll never know if that's your story if you quit. If you think too fast, trust me, stay the course. It's coming. So that fourth leg, here's I told you I go off on these rants. Fourth leg, it's not a dilemma. It just means you have 4 legs, and you now can just divide your legs up and hitting your ranks a different way. Remember, the only thing that matters is 40%, but now you have 4 legs. So now you have 4 25% legs. You could have that's it. That's all it is. You have 4 legs. Now, how our comp plan works is right now we get paid bonuses based off each leg. You guys don't have this problem because you're not chairman yet, but when you go chairman, we get paid 1% of our entire organization on each leg. So, but you won't have that problem unless you stay at a rank too long. So, for example, if you hit chairman 10, you stay there way too long, and then you have, let's say you have 2 legs. Let's say it's really difficult. You would only have to have 3 legs. You have 2 legs that max out, so you're making $1,000 per leg. It's the way our comp plan works. You have 4 legs, basically you get paid $1,000 per leg max. You get chairman 25, you get paid $2,500 per leg. You have at chairman 50, you get paid $5,000 per leg. So instead of if someone has 3 legs, they get paid $15,000 versus $20,000. Now, what I want to tell you is it's not worth to build 4 legs if you already have 3 and you got them rolling. Don't build that 4th leg because you want to make the extra $5,000 or $2,000 or whatever. You're gonna make way more money helping other people be successful. I promise you. So you want to build the 3 legs if you can, but if you have 4 or 5, it's no big deal. It's okay. Okay. All right. So another one, please advise about caring for our teams. We have had people complain that their upline enrolled them and took off to enroll more, unavailable. They were left without support to get on their feet. Check this out. Okay. We have a system in place. So I don't know what your upline did for you. So here's what I'll say. I'm gonna give you two perspectives. Okay, because I want to make sure that I coach you the correct way. First, no one owes you anything. Okay, you're probably like, what? But you just said take care of your customer. That's true. Yes, take care of your customers. That's how we're going to build a sustainable business. But you coming in as a business owner, business mindset, business perspective, I want you to always look and say, no one owes me nothing. Nothing whatsoever. See, network marketing, it's great because you get to look up and not really look up, but you have an upline. We call it upline. I'm gonna just call them business partners. Okay, you have business partners that bring you in. They take care of you. Some may give you teams, some may not. Some may say, hey, boom. I'll tell you the best upline you could ever have, the best thing that could ever happen to me, for example, is that me and my wife, we got enrolled in network marketing. We've never, ever been given a power leg. We've never been given anything. We had to figure it out. Folks, let me tell you, I feel that I'm actually putting you guys at a disadvantage sometimes because you don't go through the things that we had to go through. Why? That means I took away your opportunity to grow. Look at that. Your opportunity to grow is being taken away if your upline does everything for you sometimes. But in another perspective, yes. And what you're saying is a good business partner should launch a customer the correct way. So what that looks like is, I'm gonna just go and tell you how to launch a customer. I enroll a customer, right? I communicate with that customer, get into the system. Okay, go to my Legacy Worldwide app, download it. I want you to go through 4 through 12. Let's have a conversation tomorrow at 5 p.m. I set up a time to talk to them, and then all I'm gonna do is ask them questions. Now, I expect it's a give and take relationship. I'm not gonna baby anyone. See, what I've learned in this business, if you have to baby someone at the beginning, you're gonna have to baby them at the end. I'm not in this business to baby grown adults. I'm in the business to build business partners. That means we're together. We are give and take. We are sacrificing together. So I expect a certain level of professionalism, a certain level of putting in some work. Let me give you an example. I had a customer who me and my wife, one of our personal customers, that my wife met with him. I met with him. We got online, and I say, okay, here's all the right things to do. I gave him everything he needed, and I say, okay, here's what I want you to do. I need you to do this, this, and this, right, with the broker account stuff. Then I didn't hear from him for several weeks. And then he calls after 4 weeks and said, hey, man, I need some help here. It was the same thing. And so I asked the question. I said, did you do what I told you to do? He goes, oh, man, I didn't have the time to get it done and this and that. You know what I told him? This is what you should say, because we are building an empire. I said, I don't think this system is for you. This is a self-start type of system. You have to put in some effort. I just told you to do a couple things and you didn't do them. I said, I don't even want to waste your time. This is not going to be the program for you. There's going to be some customers that you got to get rid of early. Early, right? You need to spend minimal time having to always be on the phone with someone. You're looking for someone that you might need to do a little bit of coaching here, deal some 3-way calls, do this. But if someone you have to walk through the entire process every single time, that's called an employee. Okay, I didn't get in this business to hire employees, right? Employees are overhead, right? And look, you probably said, but this is a no overhead business. Your time is overhead. If someone is taking your time, we got 24 hours in the day. And if you're taking away my time where I can be building somewhere else, okay, you are now in overhead for me because my time is money. So understand today, so if you calculate whatever your monthly income, hourly, right? So if you're making $30,000 a month, you can calculate the hourly. If is what that person's saying or doing worth $500 an hour? And if it's not, they're in your overhead. Okay, so we're not in this business to baby anyone. And I would say if you start off this thing having to baby someone, you're going to baby them the entire time. We're creating leaders here, and I'm telling you from a real leadership perspective. When I joined the Air Force, I wasn't a leader. I can't say that I was a leader when I joined the Air Force. Okay, I didn't know what I was going to do. Really, I joined the Air Force. The way I got my job was a job that gave me the biggest bonus. But lo and behold, God put me in a situation that would change my life forever, that would give me skills that apply with everything. People are hiring people on the spot for leadership, for people who can work hard under pressure. Okay, so I had the opportunity to become that pilot, to deploy to Afghanistan, to lead grown men and women in war, and to be confident when I told them to do something, and to know that, hey, yes, we're putting our life on the line. But I didn't stutter. I knew exactly what we were doing. I knew exactly the extent that this is where we're going. This is what we're doing. Yes, I know that we're sacrificing our life to do this, but this is the mission. It has to be done. There's no babying about this world. And that military mind, that perspective, that military mind and perspective, if you can have that military mind perspective, no one owes you anything and you need to go work as if your life depended on it, you'll be successful in everything that you touch. I promise. Because that's really the perspective that I come from every single time. So I believe I touched every question on here. Sorry, I didn't mean to go this long, but you guys stayed in there with me. I know y'all serious as all ever. Everybody on this call going, Chairman, let's go. So, but that's our call, folks. I'm absolutely excited. We were live. You can go and plug your team in on this on the Legacy Worldwide page as well, too. This is a live recording. I'm so happy and grateful now that we have 22 chairmen that will be hitting next year on this call. You're already chairman. It's already done. You already believe it. You're already developed to get there. You already have all the tools. You already got all the right people on your team to get there. I pray that you continually rebuild teams and you keep going. That, yes, you're going to be frustrated. Yes, people are going to frustrate you. Yes, maybe your business might take some hits and pull back, but you're going to have the strength to carry on and keep on going and not let it phase you, right? That you're going to have the proper mentorship and coaching all the time, that you're always going to look to left and right to someone who can, whether they coach you, whether they keep you accountable, whether it be your upline. But I know that us together, one team, one dream, that we'll get it done. We'll get it accomplished. Our kids will grow up together. So I'm so excited. That's our call, folks. That's our time. Let's get it done. I'm about to throw out another flyer. We're going to do a 9 p.m. presentation. I meant to get it out early. I didn't mean to be on this call this long. But we're going to do a 9 p.m. Central Standard Time presentation today, okay? And I'll be doing presentations every day from this point on. So there will be a presentation by myself every day along with our regular presentation. We are in go mode right now. We are in blitz mode. If you're trying to go chairman, this is the time now. I look forward to coming to each and every one of your markets. So let's get it done. The presentation is going to be on chairman1000.com, not 100chairman.com. Okay. So the presentation at 9 p.m. tonight is going to be on chairman1000.com. I'm about to throw a flyer out right now. Let's invite, for those, we are doing a Bahamas promotion. Okay. I'm going to put that video up again. I'm going to go live on our page to explain what it is. I'm also talk to one of our top leaders today. Also introducing where if you have inactive people on your team, they're going to be able to get our Bahamas cruise voucher for free as well, too. So if they reactivate their account, they've been inactive for 30 days, 6 days, whatever, they get back active, they get a certificate, period, point blank. So go ahead and reach out to your folks. Say, I know you've been out maybe for 30 days, 6 days. We have a promotion going on for the next two weeks where you actually get a Bahamas cruise. You just pay the port fees and taxes, which is only $59 a person. We get to go to the Bahamas 3 days, 2 nights. That just went dark on me. 3 days, 2 nights. So plug back into the system. Also, for your brand new customers, okay, they are going to get a Bahamas voucher just by exposing them to the information. So on our call tonight at 9 p.m., right, I've already gave you guys some tools to invite. So the invite may be, hey, if there was a way that you can get a 3-day, 2-night Bahamas cruise for free, now you just got to pay the port fees and taxes. I always mention that part. Just for watching or participating in a 10-minute video and giving an answer at the end, would you do it? So if I were you, they say, of course. How do I get the voucher? Have them get on the presentation at 9 o'clock. Make sure you get their email address. So go ahead and collect their email address. And then what we're going to do is send them a certificate for the Bahamas cruise. Okay, so anybody you've already shown now, make sure you get their email and we will be sending out those cruises. I'm going to find a better way to do it. So, but as of right now, that's what we're going to do. We're going to take their email and send them the certificate individually. So just by having them watch the information, make sure you go to legacyworldwide.net, have them watch number 2. And then after they watch the video, you should expect an answer back, either an A, B, or C. Okay. If you don't get the answer back, you totally missed the whole point while we're doing the Bahamas promo. That's on you though. It's your business. So you collect an answer. Let's go. Let's create this momentum and let's get it, folks. That's our time. Peace.
This is my escape. This is my anchor. The place I go every day to be alone with my thoughts, to push myself, to prove to myself I can go beyond the pain, beyond any limits I thought existed. Not everyone gets it. That's okay. I don't get them either. This is my time. My time where I leave the world behind. Headphones on, world off. Sweat, pain, out of breath. I'd rather die than leave with anything left. There won't be anything left. Nothing in my tank. Not an ounce of effort. I give my all every time. That's who I am. That's all I know. That's how I roll. I've never known anything less than 100%. Maybe that's why I'm not in the 99%. The 99% who settle, who never push, never reach for what they want in life, never go the extra mile. Those who make excuses but never take action. Those who quit when it's hard. So they will always find it hard. They'll always fight hard because they always choose easy. I'm just glad that's not me. I decide who I'm going to be. It starts and ends with me. It starts here every day. That's why I go through hell. To prepare myself for the world. To callous my hands. And callous my mind. So I'm not the average kind. It starts here. Here where I'm willing to die. I'll die before giving up. I'll die before giving in. It starts now. And it never stops. That's just who I am. And I'm not changing for anything.